Okay, we're live. It's gonna be a fun episode because Audie has already said that he's too small brain for this topic. Sid's not read it. So it's gonna be me saying shit, and then you guys are going to be
Welcome
reacting.
to Brew
Your video is not on.
So basically, as usual. What, Audie?
Yeah.
Your video is not on.
Yeah, your video isn't on.
You guys can't see me. Who cares about that? The people can see me. That's what's important. The people.
You need to see your face.
People. Don't worry, Audie. My big brain isn't going to leak on to you if that sounds weird for some reason. Here you go,
Yes.
Reddit link. We transition on Reddit, okay. Welcome, guys. Welcome to this week's Weeb101, where we discuss anime news and we discuss one anime in particular afterwards. And today, we're going to be talking about...
Platinum End by our boys. You know our boys.
Sid, it took Sid a while. He was like, he was looking down at his work and he was like, oh yeah, Platinum End, yes.
Wait. Audi, who are the boys?
Sugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata.
Damn, I didn't know that. Wow.
Wow, I'm proud of Audi. Audi knows. Audi, what are they known for? Tell us a little about these boys.
These guys are known for some very famous works.
Like
Death Note.
What's that? Never heard of it.
What's that? No, sounds like a very up and coming manga, huh?
No, sounds very cringe.
I see.
Death Note, like, ooh, edgy kid, bro. I'm kidding. Before when I was streaming my writing thing, Sid had messaged something on YouTube, and he was like everywhere I go, you just keep talking about Dota. And I was like, Sid, the next story is not about Dota, okay? And then some guy on Reddit was like, wow, dude, get a life, stop screaming at strangers on the internet. I'm like, yo, he's like, I see his fucking ass every day. It's so annoying.
Oh, that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I saw that, yeah. Some dude just got pissed because you were
Yeah. He thought I was insulting some random person, and it turned out that random person was this guy all along. We are now at 34 views and -4 up, downwards at Imager because I published it.
My God.
Anyway, so first we are going to be talking about what looks like a
Big If True, welcome to Big If True.
What the hell am I looking at?
True, remember the transitions when we are talking, okay? The screen transitions. But yeah, basically, some Japan news to start with, then we'll go into anime.
Yes.
This is ice cream ramen.
Is the ice cream mashed potatoes?
Yeah, no, it's actually proper ice cream and proper ice cream cone. You get it in Osaka, in a restaurant in Osaka, and it's a miso broth. So what you basically do is you melt the ice cream into the miso broth, and it's something people are trying over there.
Trying, sure. Is it good?
Yeah,
what is the verdict?
Popular.
Listen, just because it's popular doesn't mean it's good, okay?
That looks like chives on top of the ice cream.
Yeah.
Or like a...
Yeah.
I see.
I legit thought it was mashed potatoes.
You already have sweeter things like pudding ramen was a thing, right? Like
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Pudding into ramen. You get cup. Yeah, that was a thing. So like, this is like a version of that. I guess I don't know, but I wouldn't try it. What about you guys?
Wait, why caramelized sugar?
It's to add some sweetness.
Yes, some sweetness. He puts a fucking pudding into the ramen there.
Universal Emu on Reddit asks, what's better, chapati or dosas? Dosas are any day better. Chapati suck.
Chapati is too bland.
Yeah. Dosa has flavor. I think this ramen is an abomination and should be banned. It should be legally banned in Japan and any other state that it exists in.
I see. I was hoping, they would be like, they'd use their usual creativity and, they'd put like mashed potatoes in.
Do you see that?
Yeah, that's what Adi said. Like, it looks like chives. Like, if it was mashed potatoes, I'd be like, okay, what interesting. That would actually add a creaminess to it. It would
fucking cut me off there, right?
I know, right?
Mid fucking sentence, you just straight went through and you didn't even give a shit. Nice.
Yeah, it called me
it's
out
like a
when
track
I do it. Thanks. Yeah, I lose attention. Yeah, anyways.
I see. You just close your ears off when someone is saying something interesting.
Yes. But yeah, it's called sweet and spicy miso ramen.
Yeah, that's my point. If it's like spicy, then put mashed potatoes. It makes it creamy. It reduces the spice levels for those who can't handle it. But why would you want ice cream, that artificial sweetness in a spicy bowl of ramen?
Yeah.
Terrible brain 8.74 says, yeah, oh my, I get ice cream with fries, but this is too much. But see, those are like separate objects, right? You can enjoy one after the other.
Yeah,
this is the same fucking dish.
Ice cream with fries, like you dip the fries in the ice cream. If so, then you, sir, need to get your brain checked.
I haven't tried that yet, but the people from Sora News tried it and they said like the chocolate flavor gave an interesting smoky feeling to the spicy miso broth. The broth had a very firm spicy kick to it. The amount of ice cream used seemed to keep everything in check and maintained a delicate balance that worked. The ice cream didn't mix with the broth and it could be easily seen just floating and swirling around.
That makes it more disgusting for me. Okay, ice cream is supposed to be either cream, solid cream, or it's supposed to be like a frozen popsicle or something. You're not supposed to have melted ice cream. Ugh, melted ice cream is the worst.
Like just soup. It just becomes like But wouldn't try, guys.
I will give you the ice cream, Sid. I will have the spicy ramen.
If someone replicated the dish and put like mashed potatoes and I don't know, like anything for the chocolate sauce or any like savory replacement for that.
That's not chocolate sauce. That's actual chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate ice cream. Sorry, chocolate ice cream. Like any replacement for that.
I will put mayo into mashed potatoes and make it black.
They do put chocolate and you have stuff like mole, right? But then that's not like sweet. It's just using chocolate. They don't use
mole,
like ice cream.
Mole has like a gajillion other ingredients, so nothing stands out per se. We're now at 5 downwards. Damn, Imager does not like random images. Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk?
The image sharing website, it's not like.
But anyways.
Anyway, study suggests Japanese curry effect at staving off dementia. A curry a week helps keep the brain at its peak.
What do you guys?
Is the line written underneath? I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just SNB like sort of.
Yeah, did SNB write this? Is this Master Blaster like SNB?
Yeah, that's what. So it's a study that they conducted in Singapore. Like you can scroll below and it's written where they were testing, how curry helps people who have curry more often and don't. And they were using House Curry. I read that House, the company which we haven't tried yet. And apparently it did decrease the risk of dementia. They said we have to conduct a lot more studies to give something more substantial, but this is just something random they tried.
Here's the chart.
Over the course of how much time? Like how long was this study going on for? And this improved dementia, or this improved?
No, it improved your odds of not getting dementia.
Yeah, not getting dementia. Yeah, I didn't improve your dementia.
You get what I mean? Like they got better from it or something. I don't know.
No, it's not like people with dementia become better. It's like it reduces your risk of getting dementia in the first place. Apparently not a lot, but I guess it's enough.
Okay.
From 1 to 0.71, I guess. What's written there. Yeah.
So
I think so it's like a reinforcement to saying like home cooked food is more healthier that way. Like
curry. No, it's like
the brand. The brand is
the store bought the roux.
Okay, so here is proof that this doesn't happen. I know Sid eats a lot of curry and he has dementia for sure.
Exactly. I was gonna say that. Like I should be a test subject for this because I do eat a lot of curry. I had curry.
No, you should not be a test subject. That means you get free curry and you get to eat it all the time. No way, fuck off.
Hey, I don't need free curry. I can afford that shit.
Oh, look at me. I'm rich. Oh, look at me. I'm Sid. Oh, unlike the other poor fucks who stream with me. Anyway, basically, guys, eat curry. If you want the recipe, ping me and I will give you my secret recipe. It involves a surprising number of...
It's just SNB with a shit ton of cheese.
No, I made my own curry, Lou, okay, and I made it in multiple different ways, and these guys have liked it. Don't listen. Sid, cooking is like cycling. You never really forget it.
But you really do it anymore.
But you don't need to do it. You never really forget it, so you can just do it at any time. I pulled out my noodle machine after months, and I made noodles like a freaking god over
It
there.
doesn't work, I thought.
It I told you the ramen noodles part doesn't work, but the
Yeah.
longer, thicker noodles, those still work. And then there's shoes. You know what, Sid? You shit on me for repeating topics all the time, and every freaking episode is shoes.
Hey, look at these fucking shoes, by the way.
Okay, one is red, one is yellow, one is blue. Done.
The brand Mizuno collaborated with Naruto to release these sneakers.
They don't look anything like Naruto. This is just fake.
The Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto colorways.
Oh, and I see they have a little logo at the back because, you know, when you're wearing shoes, that's what people stare at. They go behind you and they're like, "Ooh, I wonder what's on his sole."
It's just the colorway. You don't need Naruto's face on it. No one would buy that shit.
Yeah, but looking at it, it just looks like normal freaking shoes. It doesn't look like Weeb shoes.
It's supposed to. It doesn't have to be too Weeby. That's the whole point.
Then why would you even collaborate with Naruto? Might as well just make the same colors.
They took the color palette, and also on the tongue they have the Uzumaki, the Konoha symbol also.
Oh yeah, they do. Yes.
But yeah, pretty cool. Which one would you get if you had to get?
I wouldn't get any of this. It's a waste of money.
What? Pretty cool. Actually, I wouldn't get any either.
I have a giant ass shirt with Kakashi on it. You know, I would rather get something like this instead of freaking shoes.
I don't know the price of these. Oh shit, they're expensive. $100.
$100 for this crap? No way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm uncultured in the shoe ways, as Sid would say, but no.
I'm uncultured too, but I don't like the silhouette of these, so I wouldn't get them either.
They look
and
terrible.
Color-wise, I guess the orange one.
Are they like casual shoes or are they like
Sid, I know you want the pink
shoes?
ones, but then you're like, it's Sakura, so you're like,
no, I don't like the pink ones. I don't like white with pink, dude. I don't like white with pink.
I thought black and white go with like every color. Is my color sense wrong?
It is pretty wrong. But yeah, if it was black or maybe dark blue with pink, maybe, but white with pink, I don't like it that much.
What about you guys? Would you buy some shoes, dear viewers, or would you like us to move on to the next topic? Next topic, got it. So, Ramayana screenshots. Where did this come from?
So
is it the remaster?
Yeah. There was a trailer and it looked pretty cool. They were doing a 4K remaster, right?
Is this the remastered version or is this just the old version?
This is from the remastered trailer that they released. Screenshots from the trailer.
You'd know if this was from the old one.
Dude,
the old one looks like a bag of fucking pixels.
Yeah, it would look like Fire Red, you know. That's how bad it actually
basically
looks. Yeah.
And
I think the resolution back then was like 3 digits on both ends. Like 740 but like I don't even know, 412 by some shitty resolution.
But this looks pretty good.
Yep. Looks damn clean.
It's been ages
like
since
some
I
good
watched
old
the
fucking
movie,
nostalgia,
though.
yes.
I saw it since I was like a kid.
If you guys want to get into Indian culture, you can check it out. It's a fun movie.
Mars Won on Reddit says, Jesus, what is this thing I stumbled across? Analysis on curry being ran by some Indian fellas, lol.
Hey, there is nobody better to run analysis on curry than Indians. Okay, we invented that shit.
Yes.
Rapid consumerism says 10 years. Yes, it is. Like I will admit, I fall for anime themed stuff very, very easily. But those shoes are trash.
Shoes or whatever.
Soybean 55. Hey, you've come here. You've been here before, haven't you? I remember your name. Welcome back. Kakashi is cool, but Naruto is cooler. Yeah, I also have Naruto t-shirts. Haha. Except I became too fat and I couldn't fit into the Naruto t-shirt anymore. So okay, anyway, moving on.
Are you wearing the Kakashi one right
Yeah,
now?
I showed it off.
Oh, yeah, this is a whatever t-shirt too.
Hey, fuck you. Better than your shitty ass beanie.
Look like shit.
You look like shit.
Fucking hell.
Now I'm apparently super hot. Does the person who called me super hot on Reddit back, by the way, by any chance? I would really appreciate it if you came back and just
the one time got to you.
The one time is more than enough, Adi.
My goodness.
Anyway. Yes, so Ramayana remastered. Very fun.
Yeah.
I will not give it a watch because I basically memorized the entire movie when I was a kid.
My God, how many times did you watch this?
I used to watch it on repeat. Ramayana and Lion King. Okay, these two movies. As a kid, I would be able to recite them by heart.
Wow.
I think like the summer vacations, these things would play on repeat. Like
summer vacations, I'm talking about like in the midst of school. I finished my homework early just to watch this. And also my dad got me the first box DVD of Pokemon, the first season.
Ooh.
Watched that too much as well.
Mm-hmm.
The good old days where
So
you
that come out to be.
I don't
Real
don't even
expensive back
remember.
then. God.
So the thing is, he bought me the first box set DVD of Pokemon, okay? And then later on, like a few months later, we went to the same place. It was Landmark, where they sold books and DVDs at the time. And he picked up some James Bond movie, and I was like, "Why are you watching James Bond? Buy me more Pokemon." And he just looked me straight in the eye. He's like, "I get to have some fun too sometimes, you know." Like, I'm sorry. Didn't have to reality slap a kid in the face like that, but I'm sorry. Made me feel real bad.
Well, at least you got your Pokemon movies.
Hey,
Wait, it had how many movies? The first
not the movies, the seasons.
Up to
I don't remember
end of
right
Indigo
now.
League, I'm guessing.
I don't remember right now. It was basically one DVD, so it couldn't have been too much. It was barely a lot at the time. But
how much were DVDs? 4.7 GB, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that was a lot for us. We were like, holy shit, 4.7 GB.
And then I grew up, but my habits still didn't leave me because I watched Pokemon and the Mystery of Mew, or Mystery of Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. Yes,
Lucario and the Mystery of Mew.
And I watched that movie so many times, I by-hearted all the lines there as well.
My God.
In fact, I learned later it was a very bittersweet movie because it's the last movie that the original voice actors were together. And the song sang in the end is basically a song that goes, "We will meet again." And I was like, hey, yeah, it's just Lucario and his master, right? Because they meet. And then later on, I learned that they were like all leaving. I was like, holy shit, they're saying we will meet again because they're all going separate ways now. No, my heart. Laxmenard says the Hindi Pokemon opening was fire. I did not know the Hindi Pokemon opening.
Shit, I don't remember it either, but I've seen it. Damn it.
Also, Control 9K, it says it's just brought with sweet cream. I don't see a problem. Is it just MSG and water? No, see, the thing is, it's not just broth with sweet cream, it's ice cream. So it's artificially extra when it comes to ramen. And this is the max they can go so the wearer doesn't get bullied. Hey, yeah, okay, that's true. If you wear like openly Naruto shoes. No, but anime has become a lot more mainstream now. But I think the bigger problem would be somebody would see your Naruto shoes and be like, hey, is it from Boruto? And then you'd get really pissed. So wasn't that just your alt account? I don't remember what I was talking about at that time. So yes, I will assume yes, it was my alt account.
Yes.
Soyabean 50 asks, how about Jiraiya? What a cool guy.
Yeah, Jiraiya is damn cool. One of my favorite characters. I hate Pain for killing him, but I love Pain because he's Pain. He's like the best villain ever. Also, Audi doesn't know Naruto. That's why he's quiet. Anyway.
I forget that Audi doesn't know Naruto.
Audi knows Jiraiya, damn.
Holy shit, Audi. How far have you seen?
I even remember the scene where he did die, but yes.
You
Audi
never... No way. No way.
I forgot the name of the girl, the paper girl.
Oh, Audi knows the paper girl.
Hey, dude, he must have seen some AMB, bro.
Yeah, he saw some AMB. That's why he doesn't know the name of the paper girl, because if he had read it, he would have known the name.
The only AMVs I've ever seen are of Dragon Ball Z, and that was like long back.
Audi has seen Dragon Ball Z?
Yes,
wow.
yes.
I learn new things every day.
Soyabean 55 says, in English... no, wait, what? English Pokemon for life. All of the anime in Japanese, but Pokemon in English. Beyblade, Pokemon, and Digimon, the holy trio, said Lakshmanar.
I am not a Digimon fan. Like, I have died on this hill before and I will die on it again. I'm not a Digimon fan. Digimon is like discount Pokemon and it just sucks.
It's very different.
Digimon was basically what the...
Did you ever see Digimon?
Digimon was basically what the uncool kids would talk about because they were too stupid to buy Pokemon cards.
Did you ever see Digimon?
No.
I watched one episode as a kid and I hated it.
It's very different from Pokemon.
Discount Pokemon. It's like trying to be Pokemon, but it's not as good, so it just falls flat.
It try to be Pokemon.
It tries to be as popular, but it's like false because Digimon sucked and Pokemon is awesome. Hey, I lived in a time, okay, you kids, you youngins don't know, but in my day, there was a big Digimon versus Pokemon fight in my classroom, okay? I was on the Pokemon side and I will stay on the Pokemon side.
I didn't have any friends in school. What happened?
Huh?
You
No,
didn't have
it
any
is not
friends in
even
school.
about having friends at the time.
No,
It
no,
was
this
just
was
like a
this was
side
in
you have to
You
pick
told
it.
me
this
no
was
one
in
used to talk to
this
him
was in
until-
Chennai where I actually had
Oh,
friends. I
okay,
came to
okay.
Mumbai and I didn't have
Chennai.
friends. You see,
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
and
Rajbhar
Rajbar,
Abhishek on Reddit says gave wholesome. He gave the wholesome
thank
award
you.
to us. Nice, thanks.
Thank you so much.
And Soyabin 55 says pain was
Yeah,
amazing.
wholesome, I
Naruto was
guess.
accepted by the village after the fight. Okay, so funny that you mentioned this because that is the only anime episode of Naruto I've watched. And not only was it the only anime episode that I watched, I downloaded it and put it on my phone. And I would travel in. So Mumbai, we have Mumbai local trains, and we used to travel in that. It used to take a fuck ton of time to get anywhere. It would take you hours. And I used to watch that episode every time I felt sad, and then I would have like happy tears like leaking out of my eyes because that episode was so freaking emotional, and it did such a better job than the manga in that one instance. Otherwise, I'm a manga for life guy. I'm like, read the manga, don't watch the anime. But this one episode was so well done. I just kept watching it on repeat. It's the episode where Kakashi gets Naruto back to the village after the fight with Pain, and everyone is like coming together, and then they show all the entire freaking backstory and then how everyone hated him and now how everyone loves him. I was like, oh
My God. Yes, I do remember Brew watching it in the train many times.
Sid just says it like I'm some loner who was watching it
Hey,
alone somewhere,
you
but he
used to
also used to love that episode. He used to watch that as well.
Hey, dude, I used to be standing in the train next to Brew and he's just watching that episode on his phone. I remember that shit.
You also watch that episode all the
No,
time.
not that many times, no.
Not that many
I
times, but
don't
you still
even
watched it a lot
remember
of
it
times.
that well. Yeah, but I remember you.
Rajbhar
visibly.
Abhishek asks, have you watched Arjun, the animated
No, I have
movie,
not.
I'm assuming?
No, we have not. I've never heard
I've
of
not
Arjun.
watched it, but I do remember watching this Pandava movie, I think. There was like a Pandavas movie that was going around at the time.
The Mahabharata Ori.
No, it was actually
Desh
called the
Drodhi.
Pandavas, not even the Mahabharata. It was called Pandavas, the Pandavas, the brave or some shit like that. And there was like a story of Arjuna doing the whole shooting the fish in the air sort of thing for his wife and all.
Oh, no, I don't think I've seen an animated version of that.
Not animated, like a 3D,
Wait, let me
3D
see.
back
Maybe
then.
let me check it out. Maybe it'll
the
bring
Arjuna-
I don't know.
memories.
Arjuna's
I
story
don't
was-
watch Indian religious propaganda anymore. So Control Nalke says only Shippuden episodes I have watched were the parody ones. Do you mean parody ones or the filler ones? Because the filler ones were absolute trash and they can be called parody at the same time.
Mm,
I
Lakshmana
don't think
says he
I've ever seen
carries
this
him
Arjuna
on.
movie.
no, not the one that we see when we search it up.
Lakshmana says
It's like an
2000s
old
had
one.
Animax. Always waited for Prince of Tennis. In India, Naruto was banned on Animax because it had the scene of Naruto with the Zabuza arc where Zabuza cuts off Gato's head, and they deemed it too violent for kids and
They
they
had
banned
Naruto somewhere though. Was it Cartoon Network?
it. They had it on Animax and then it got banned.
Oh, later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he carries
I
him on his
remember
back.
Prince
Yes,
of
that's the
Tennis.
episode. I don't
remember Prince of
remember
Tennis,
Prince of
but I
Tennis.
always skipped it when it started. I'm like, nah, I'll watch something
My
else.
God.
I never watched that shit. Yeah.
And Soyabin 55 says, what about Demon Slayer? The past few episodes have been bomb, no cap. Yeah, the Demon
we
Slayer
have
is
to
always
start
damn
this.
good. I haven't watched the latest season yet because I'm waiting for it to release fully, but damn
Finish,
freaking
yeah.
good. Demon Slayer animation is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, Control Nike says filler, parody, comedic relief ones. I hate those episodes. I hate the
Bro,
filler.
the fillers suck ass.
Yeah, I hate fillers
They're
for
the
like
worst.
any anime. That's why I stopped watching anime.
Anything,
I
yeah.
used to watch anime and then I stopped watching it because of filler episodes. It was so, especially in Naruto. I remember Sid telling me that
Oh
before
my
the Great War, before the final war, like everyone has a tea party to reminisce about
Yeah,
old
they
times
have
instead
a
of
tea
preparing
party.
for said
And
war.
there's a fucking filler where Naruto's clones become sentient and they have their own personalities and they're like rebelling against him and some dumb shit like that. It's so fucking bad. Yeah. The fillers were pretty shit.
Naruto ran for 2 to
Even
3
One Piece
seasons till he
fillers
meets
better.
Jiraiya. Animax had Shippuden. I don't remember when it got banned, but I remember it got banned for sure. And
These fillers were like
Rajwar
their own
Abhishek
like
says
side
it's
adventures, right? They got like small islands and there'd be like this one random
The One
protagonist out of the
Piece
fucking
filler
blue.
was so
fillers are not
bad.
canon.
The only one I do
Fillers
remember is
are
them
not canon.
right
I
after
remember-
Skypia and them falling into like a fortified fort and they have to escape out of the fort. That's all I remember from the fillers.
They fell from Skypia.
Like right after the Skypia arc, they fall into like this fortified fort area of sorts.
With the going merry.
With the going merry.
into a fort on land.
Not on land, like it's like another island. It's like a marine base with which has like access through the ocean, but they fall straight dead in the fucking center of the island itself.
Makes no sense because that's also the Davy.
sense.
What is the one? The Davy Jones games or Davy something games. What is it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That was a
Forgot
fun
his
arc
name.
with the Afro
the-
Luffy.
The Afro Luffy. I remember there was this filler that I stopped watching after that. I don't remember what, but there were these like two villains. They were fighting two brothers, and they had like had magnets, so they could attract and repel magnet fruit and
My
like
God.
attack people. It was fucking ridiculous. Yeah,
Oh my God.
but that's about it.
So I mean, if I says
You can
Mahabharata was fun, your Indian ancestors came up with or saw some of the best stuff. Yeah, they were on
We
some
read
kind of drugs when they
Mahabharata.
wrote that shit. I read
Yeah, we
read the
read
start of it and I
Mahabharata.
just stopped.
Some of the local good shit.
But I've read Mahabharata, but I haven't seen that animated film.
I remember
Yeah.
the first story of the Mahabharata is this king.
Oh God, no! You said that story every single time. It fucking cringes me for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know why.
The first story in the Mahabharata is a king and his wife who can't get pregnant, so they go to a sage, and the sage says you need to have sex at this particular time on this particular day. And you'd think that's something important that the king would remember, except he forgets and goes on a hunt or something. So he's in the middle of the forest at that time. So what he does is he jerks off, and then he basically gives his semen to a hawk to take it back to his wife. Are you with me so far? The hawk gets attacked by an eagle, and they fight, leading to the semen falling into the river and the fish getting pregnant. And I was like, nope, I'm done.
And in case you've seen one of our last episodes where we had Gaura, he has practically memorized the whole Mahabharata. He's a walking Mahabharata basically.
We had to
Yes.
do shlokas in from the Mahabharata in class in Chennai because we were learning Sanskrit, and there were these two dudes in my class who went for like shloka competitions. They were like top in Chennai. I was like, wow, how are you remembering this shit? I cannot for the life of me remember one sloka. And these guys are reciting entire chapters out in an hour.
Oh my god. Wait, so you just have to go there and like their like name, shloka, number,
Yeah.
34, and you have to
Yeah, they
It's like
by
prayers,
hearted the
right?
entire freaking book.
Holy shit. Oh my
It's
god.
like trying to pull out a random verse from like the Bible or something, and you just
Yeah.
have to know everything
Oh
fucking
my
memorized.
God, nah,
Except
I'm
here,
out.
it's like ridiculous as fuck stories in Sanskrit, mind you. So
Yeah,
you
in
have to know
Sanskrit.
two
Oh
different.
yeah, fuck
It's
everything
not-
in
everyone has to know
In Sanskrit,
Sanskrit, yeah,
pure Sanskrit. Sanskrit, for those of you who don't know, is like the language that created most of the Indian languages you see today. And
Through
Soya Bean
Swagatam
says,
is all I know.
my God, Soya Bean 55 says Naruto was accepted by his village right after the fight with Pain. Before that, they thought he was a nuisance. They accepted him before that, I would say, but then that was when cemented the whole thing. Also, by the way,
So
when I was
the
learning
anime
Sanskrit,
emotional moment kicked in.
yeah, when I was learning Sanskrit, I remember I had to do the Rama table, the Rama whatever, Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, and all that shit.
Conjugation.
And I had such a problem with it that one day my mom legit hit me with an aluminum cooker,
Holy shit. A
And-
cooker.
and I had to I shielded myself with my elbow. And we, for as long as we used that cooker, there was like a proper dent in it, which we never even bothered fixing. I
Holy
shit
shit.
pants. I still talk about it today, and I'm like, aha, mom, you are a physical abuser. And she gets really busy. She's like, no, that's not what I did. I was like, you hit me with a cooker.
Just
Oh,
because you
man.
couldn't memorize the
Yeah, because
Whatever,
I was
the conjugation.
struggling to remember the entire table, and she was like, you fucking.
dumbass.
Yeah, I was a
the
dumbass.
drastic measures some parents have taken.
Yeah.
Uh,
What anime,
Sorry,
according to you,
because-
never lived up to the manga's potential? Almost
What did
every
he ask?
anime.
What did he ask?
What anime, according to you, never lived up to the manga's potential?
Oh, most of them.
Yeah, most of them. Just straight up,
There are
most
some
of
that
them.
did a better job, but most of them didn't. Like, I think Demon Slayer improved. The anime improved upon the manga a lot, right?
Yeah, Demon Slayer, yeah, definitely. Also,
Yeah.
Control 9 cases fillers suck. The ones I'm talking about are Kakashi face reveal and Mecha Naruto. I see. They probably
Oh,
didn't get
Kakashi
rights for
face
further seasons.
reveal,
I don't think
bro.
it got banned. No, it actually got banned. I was looking at it and it got banned because of the Zabuza Gato scene. they said it was way too violent for a kids channel, and they actually banned it. And you like getting
That's pretty.
you like getting Plego by a card. Hey, that's a valid theory. Okay.
Okay, I'm leaving. I'm done. I
Give
gotta
birth
work.
to
Bye.
Gin.
I gotta leave.
Anyway, that's it, broskis. Mahabharata and Japanese anime present time have some wild imagination. Give props for props. Yeah, they have very wild imagination. I just couldn't think. Legolas,
it's
Patil,
a cool
Rao.
story.
Time.
Mahabharata is cool. It's pretty interesting.
Legolas,
For its
Patil,
time, there
Rao.
are some mind-blowing stories.
Yeah, it was. They were on drugs for sure.
Mm.
Legolas,
should read the
Patil, Rao
Amar
says
Chitra Kathas.
loser talk if there was any. Dude, can you at least learn how to spell loser? Like, are you really that dumb?
Sir. Bro,
Hey,
he's
did
saying
you-
we loose, bro. We're loose. We're cool.
Hey,
with
did
that way.
you guys have the Amar Chitra Kathas?
Yeah.
Yes,
Ever?
I had all the Amar Chitra Kathas.
All of them. Holy
Well,
shit.
almost all of them.
They were pretty
That's
cool.
but that's
Yeah, I had a
basically
lot
how
of
I
them.
got into learning fucking religion
Yeah,
because
same.
I couldn't read the like I firstly I didn't understand Sanskrit. I was
Ah,
also
noob.
learning it, but I was like, I'm not gonna read these fucking books that are completely full of text. So like fuck that, I'm gonna find fucking picture books and I'm gonna learn through that shit.
Poor
So,
already
like,
had to use
this is how
picture books
Kali
as a
was
kid.
born. You
Yeah,
see,
that's
yes,
how I
yes.
know most of my mythology through Amar
Yes,
Chitra
yeah.
Katha. Indian comics. Pretty cool.
I still remember the one panel where how Kali was born, where Shiva basically fucking cut off his hair and hit the earth with his hair, and that was like a very striking scene for me. And like, some real
The only
good
thing,
shit they were
only
doing.
thing I remember being deeply impressed by this one story where this guy is a very big fan of Shiva or something, and he goes to a shivling and he sees that the eye is bleeding, so he cuts out his own eye and he puts it for the eye. Okay, and then the eye stops bleeding, and then the eye stops bleeding, and then he's worshipping the damn idol for longer, and the eye starts bleeding again. So he pulls out his other eye and puts it in, and then some bullshit happens. He gets blessed or some shit like that. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn, I want to put my eye into a shivling and see if something cool happens. My parents are like, no, that's not the point of the story. Don't remove your eyes. I was like,
What the
Were you
fuck
reading-
is the point?
Were you reading some Amar Chitra Katha?
No. This was this is a legit story by some Shiva worshipper. It's like a part of our
Oh my
mythology. And I was like, damn,
Man.
that's cool. Like you can just
That's ridiculous.
The stories I heard were far tamer in comparison.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one
exactly.
I'm telling you-
guy
I'm
was just
telling
sitting
you-
on top of a tree with a shivling right under it, and he was just like plucking leaves out and putting it on the shivling. And then Shiva just comes like, "Oh, you put leaves on top of the shivling. Here I am to bless you." I'm like, "What the fuck?
oh, I've heard some weird
Just
shit.
that
dude.
easy, huh?"
Like I'm telling you, Kishimoto Masashi just read Indian mythology and he was like, oh, so this guy just took his eye and put it into the shivling. He's like, Madara is gonna take eyes and just pop it into himself to get Sharingans forever. But yeah, there are a lot of messed up stories. I was quite indoctrined by religion for a while, and then I finally broke out of it. My grandmother, especially on my dad's side, was very she was very insistent that I follow religious procedures and get my punal done. And then when I heard that you get gifts for your punal, and my friend's
Oh,
brother
yeah,
got 50,000 rupees, I was like mind blown. I was like, Dad, punal today. He's like, why? I was like, yo, 50,000 rupees. He's like, yo, you don't realize that we're going to take that. You're not going to give you anything. I was like, no punal, no, thank you, it's fine. and that time, all I did was buy 10 rupee packs of chips, so I didn't even have like a good use for the money.
I see. You just like the prospect of having 5 figures at the time.
Yeah. Did you guys
Uh,
actually learn Sanskrit? That is something else. It's like us learning ancient Latin. Yeah, we actually had to learn Sanskrit. And the thing
yeah.
is, like, since a lot of languages are from Sanskrit, it's just something that's taught. It's a dead language technically, but still
But you
taught
had
everywhere.
choices, like,
No,
Yeah.
we had
No,
we
we
had,
didn't.
You-
had
like
to
you-
learn Sanskrit.
oh, you didn't have choices.
No.
We had
CBSE
choices.
was.
I didn't take
we-
Sanskrit. Like I
Our
chose
choice was
French.
Tamil and Hindi. Sanskrit was mandatory.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, in fucking Tamil Nadu.
First, I had an option between Sanskrit and Marathi, where I chose Marathi because I used to hear that Sanskrit was very difficult and the
Dude,
teachers
Sanskrit's way easier
thought
than
it was, like,
freaking
the worst
Marathi.
teacher
Oh
in
my god.
school.
Marathi is fucking terrible.
But-
I'd say,
I do-
yeah,
I-
Sanskrit
dude,
is easier.
I learned Marathi for 3 years and I can't speak any Marathi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
exactly. So,
So, yeah.
I
the
think
language
if you know
don't make my
Hindi-
head flow around like that.
if you
Wait,
know
hold on.
Hindi naturally.
Control and
You
case
should be able
he's
to speak.
probably from the Uchiha clan. Yes, exactly. You see, Kishimoto knows all our Indian stories. I had choice in 10th between Sanskrit and Hindi. Yeah, in 10th, I had a choice between Hindi and Marathi. So,
Yeah, through our school
Oh.
years, we were either given a choice between the two languages,
fuck,
and I think there was
lucky
like a
dude.
point where CBSE just decided, fuck it, give them both the languages, let them suffer.
yeah, basically.
Hindi was
Sanskrit and Marathi,
compulsory
eat
for
shit.
me. I had to fucking learn Hindi. I didn't have an option.
No,
That's
our
good that you
teachers
had
actually
choice.
tricked the fuck out of us. They made us draw like these, not me because I suck, but they made like the people who were good at drawing draw like these fruits and vegetables outside on the walls of the classroom, right outside. And then for the test, they would make us walk down and they would ask us all the names in Hindi. And I was like, bro, I don't know shit. You tricked me. I didn't think this was what was going to happen. So they decorated their walls. Yeah, they decorated their walls and then they made us freaking use it as a test. And I was so pissed. Also, Soyabin 55 says, "You want?"
Similar to Hindi.
Yeah. I still failed at it. Lol, you want to put your eyes in shivling? Isn't that supposed to be male and female reproductive organs? I learned from a TV show. No, but the story was the shivling was the eye was bleeding, so he replaced the eye of the shivling with his own eye, and then with his other eye, and then some shit happened. And I was just very amazed at the fact that you could take out an eye and put it into something else. So that was my. That it wasn't that I necessarily wanted to put it in the shivling. I just wanted to remove my eye and put it somewhere else and see what would happen. Unfortunately for me, that real life doesn't work that way. Yeah. Ancient Latin is still
That's
cool
when
though.
he
Most
became a
medical
weeb.
terms come from there, and a lot of Harry Potter
It
spells.
is. Yeah, it is a nice language. It
I
is
heard a
not
lot
really
of- a lot
much.
of
There's not
English
much use
words.
today, but yeah.
A lot of English words also come from Sanskrit, by the way. I was thinking about it the other day.
I see.
You guys know?
I think
No.
all English words have their origins from various other languages, like most of them, anyways, nowadays.
Just like the English, they stole from everywhere else.
I'm not sure.
Oh, you know,
but
chori kar liya.
But shampoo either comes from Hindi or Sanskrit. I'm not sure.
Does it?
Yeah, one of
Huh.
yeah. I read about it.
What an odd choice of word.
But yeah,
Well,
a lot of words do. I was reading
it's-
about it.
English is less stolen, more than it is. Like, it's not stolen. It's more
Just
like
one
it's
sec,
crowdfunded,
guys.
basically.
Crowdfunded. No, it's
The world
yeah.
decided, fuck it. We need to kind of get this language up and running.
Mhm.
Britain was like, we have the whole world, but everyone's not speaking our language. So fuck it. Let's just take everyone's language and just sort of take piece by piece. One for me, one for here, one over here.
Yes.
Nice.
But it's all languages use like borrowed words, right? You see it like everywhere. Like every language uses borrowed words
Fucking
from other
batata.
languages and yeah, all that shit. It's pretty common.
Pau
But-
from Portugal. Fucking hell.
A lot, dude. Like Latin to Arabic, like all these languages use borrowed
Sorry, I had
words
to
from each
visit
other,
the
right?
little
All over the
gents
world.
room.
That's okay. Pretty
Mhm.
quick, damn.
Yeah, I was like, just to make it quick so I could come back.
Holy shit.
Anyway,
By the way, there's no fucking water in my house, do you know? Like, not even drinking water. Like, there has been no water since yesterday and today. I don't know
oh
where
no,
the fuck
Sid.
I'm
Now you'll
living.
have to
See.
drink other things which you hate drinking. Like, oh my
There is
god.
no water in my house. Imagine.
Now they're going to drink water all this way.
Welcome to India. You don't have fucking water in your house.
Yeah, but Sid is drinking
Water.
something he got
Easy.
from Gang
No,
Talk
we
is
have
all I
our-
can
We
say.
have our purifier tank that has some water that should last us till tomorrow. But otherwise, there's no water.
Otherwise, after that, it's what Bear Grylls style fucking.
I don't know. I'll have to go out
Drinking
and
pH.
buy water or some shit like that.
So basically, Sid's question of which someone asked us last time, would you drink your own pee in the desert, is coming true right now for him.
Basically.
My mom wanted to go stay at like a hotel overnight because we don't have
Makes
water.
sense. Not having water sucks.
Yeah, it's painful. But yes, welcome to India.
Welcome to the
Let's
India.
get started with our topic for the day.
Yeah, we really need to get started with the topic for the day. Platinum End!
Yes.
Yes.
So,
We
Platinum
have
End.
mentioned this many times before in our podcast.
Yeah, Platinum End is a manga and now anime one season, which is made by the
Which is
creators
pretty shit.
of Death Note and Bakuman, and it has a very interesting storyline. So, in this world, God exists, and God is tired of being God. So, God decides to send his angels down to choose 13 candidates who will become the next God. And they give them 3 weapons. Now, you can't have all 3 weapons usually, unless you're a special rank angel, but you get wings, angel wings, you get red arrows, and you get white arrows. The white arrows kill you immediately. There's no way to stop them technically, and they kill you without any wounds, anything. Your heart just stops and you die. The red arrows make you fall in love with the person. It makes you fall in love with the person who shoots you with it. So if I shot Sid with a red arrow, Sid would be in love with me, but I don't need to because Sid is anyway in love with me. So you see, that's a bad example. Anyway.
Audi, use Audi.
No, Audi also is in love with me. I'm super hot, remember?
Yeah, that's true.
So basically, the red arrow can make people fall in love with you, and they'll do anything you tell them to. And you can even go to the point where if you tell them to die, they will actually die. Now, before we get started, must give you a couple of trigger warnings. First one is that this series talks a lot about suicide, and that's going to be a topic of conversation. So please, if you are in that mental space where you cannot take such talks, I suggest you don't listen further because it's a very heavy theme in the entire series. And the second thing,
not just suicide. It's like every other 5 chapters, the manga will just throw fucking existential crises at you, and you just have to kind of cope up with.
That's different though. That's like
sort of discussing, is life really worth it? Basically, kind of question.
But suicides are that's a trigger warning subject right there. And existential crisis, that's your problem.
Yeah, you can have that without wanting to commit suicide, right, Audi?
My God. And the second thing is that it has a lot of questions about religion. So if you're a person who is very religious and cannot stand criticism or questions about said religion, then you should not listen further, because this series and what we will say will offend you. And I do not wish to offend you, but it's something that is worth discussing, and I find it very interesting. So I'm giving you a fair warning. Please do not come and shit on us for talking about religion in this podcast, because that's what the series is about. Because it literally starts off with the God. Anyway. So basically, the angels choose candidates who are suicidal in the first place. The reasoning given by the authors is that Japan is a very special place with a lot of people with special powers, so to speak, or special souls.
Not powers.
That is one.
That is
one of the reasons. And that,
is it?
Yeah, and that they have a very high suicide rate.
Yeah, that was the one I remember.
Yeah, they say it happens only in Japan because Japanese people are special, so that it's not all around the world. That was the reasoning for keeping it in Japan, because people are suicidal around the world. Anyway,
NASA just says it in a very nonchalant manner,
the rate is higher in Japan.
Yeah, but again, if you look at Japan versus the rest of the world still dwarfs Japan.
Yeah.
So they were like,
they're special and suicidal.
Yeah, they were like, but if we say suicidal, there'll be so many people around the world. What can we do? Like the Japanese are special. Yes, they possess unique traits. Also, help discombobulated 2 says recycle.
I don't know what the fuck that meant at the time.
We cannot recycle, I'm sorry.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Do that first anyway. Yeah, so that is, the angels choose suicidal people, and most of them are stopped in their suicide attempt by these angels and given the hope of being God. I'm not going to go into details of each and every person, but because there's a lot of trauma and abuse and shit like that, I don't really want to talk about that part. But basically what happens is it leads to one guy. I don't know if we have a picture. We don't have a picture. Okay, anyway.
Of the main guy?
No, of the main villain. So the first part of the manga and I think the anime season is just basically a battle manga, so to speak. It's about how this guy on screen right now, Mirai, is fighting this Metropoly man, a figure who's...
He is pretty fucking dumb for what I've seen so far. He's
Why?
not that smart.
Why?
I'll explain when we reach the amusement park scene, but continue.
Okay, I'm just going to introduce the character, then we can talk about that.
Yeah, you can do that.
So Metropoly man has a really smart idea. He says, we need to come to a decision on who the last candidate will be who can become God. So he's like, I'll just kill all the candidates, then I become God automatically. Simple. Yeah. And he does this by exposing himself in a stadium, and he calls all the God candidates there. A couple of them show up, he ends up killing them all. And Mirai really doesn't want to kill him. Goody Two Shoes doesn't want to kill anybody. And he's in a standoff against Metropolyman. And Metropolyman gets this girl who creates this virus basically that can consume the entire earth and kill people and threaten to release it if Mirai doesn't comply. And he has this other dude who is in what I can only call a Donald Trump mask.
Yes, that is a Donald Trump mask for sure.
And he flies away. And that's in the amusement park scene. You can tell me why Metropolyman is stupid.
Dude, in the amusement park scene, right?
Yeah.
They have like 4 people, and these guys are also like 4, right?
Yeah.
It was like a Hong Kong movie. They're sending 1 to fight 4 of them, and like just send all of them and destroy them. Like he sent the first guy who could like shoot, the ones who had guns and shit. And the 4 of them are nicely fighting him alone for a while, and the others are just watching.
Yeah, but the whole point was that Metropolyman didn't want to go into danger at all. And the others aren't fighters.
Metropolyman said he'll stand back. Bro, but if he sent the virus one first, like, the dude would still be alive and could have probably...
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, the dude who wanted to shoot everyone was too eager and he jumps into battle in the first place.
He gets sent, like, he's like, yo, go. Check. Oh, and then after he dies, he's like, oh, okay, he died, you're next. You go now. At least in the anime, like what I saw.
No, so after he dies...
were just waiting around.
After he dies, when the fight becomes 3v4, Mirai basically convinces the Donald Trump guy to just be like, yeah, you're just being set up for slaughter over here.
And but could he destroy all of them if they just went at once? Like he could have destroyed.
Yeah, but then they're not fighters. None of them are fighters.
Yeah, none of them are fighters. Especially the Donald Trump guy. Yeah, I think he's like a kid.
He's a
no,
he's
basically a little kid. This with the threat of the virus first, like. And you had that guy as backup, like what?
Yeah, but they weren't going to put out the virus. You realize that?
Yeah, I know, but that's a win.
Their whole aim was to just kill the god candidates.
Why would you make it like a Hong Kong, like martial arts movie?
Yeah, but what is your logic? Like the woman just holds the virus and she's like, "Don't you move? Just get shot, bitches, or I'll put this virus down." When you guys could technically fly away, yes, you can fly away, but I'll put it down. We'll all die, not you, because you can fly. But I'll put it down. That's the threat.
No, she wasn't gonna this, but she was gonna use the thing to melt them, right? Like what was the?
Yeah, but again, what's the threat? You're literally just saying, "I'll throw this down if you don't let me inject you or shoot you."
Yeah, but see, later on, he himself had to attack with the red and the white arrow, right? Like from top. You remember that?
Who himself?
Metropolyman.
Yeah, but it's repeated multiple times that he does not.
Failed to get the gun, right?
Yeah.
Like, if the guy was alive, that situation wouldn't have happened. He would have another source of, basically.
Yeah, but Metropolyman is not the type to fight with others. He's the type to sacrifice others to see how they fight in the first place.
It is shown well early on.
Yeah,
that he doesn't want to.
They show it repeatedly from the start.
Yeah, but I'm not saying he has to fight. I'm saying there are 3 guys with him. Why keep them standing behind one by one?
Again, they're not fighters. How will they fight?
I don't know what the last guy does.
He doesn't do anything. He's not a fighter. He's a little kid.
The first one can melt people, and that lady can melt people, and that guy has like many guns, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if any of them have like.
So I think you're missing a bit of context over here in relation to the Donald Trump kid and.
I didn't finish the fight. Like I'm still in the middle of it. That's why I'm asking.
No, but again, my point is, see, the little kid, the Donald Trump guy can't do shit.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Metropolyman isn't a fighter. He's just a coward who stands behind and sends in sacrifices. That's been established very well.
He just comes when the time is right and sort of swoops in for the
kill, so there are only 2 people.
Takes a head-on fight.
The guy with the guns who wants to be in a head-on fight, and the girl with the injections who doesn't want to be in a head-on fight.
So he just watch the dude like die.
Yeah, he literally sets him up to die. He sets up all 3 of them to die basically.
Before that, you saw the part where Metropolyman faced off Stage 4 and Mirai, right? Like when they faced him off on top of the tower itself, 2 versus 1 Metropolyman with all his arrows and all that couldn't do jack shit. A very random strategy was able to catch him off guard.
He's not.
There are like all these rules also which make it difficult, right? Of their wings and all that stuff. So
he's too
almost like instantaneous transmission the way
basically I've seen it. It's supposed to be light speed.
It's like just fucking up here.
Later on, it's sort of later on it's shown that it's light speed, that the wings let you travel like at light speed, and
that's shown at the start. Right at the start, it's shown.
Yeah, that's shown at the start. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Toasty the Mosty is back. Y'all talking about a manga today? Yes. Are we talking about Gans? No, I really want to talk about Gans one day, but not today.
That's one day, we'll talk about
and
that.
also, Yashi Z33 said the same message again. I've been trying to do things on the internet for a living, but I'm getting no support. What should I do? I need advice. Been trying so hard. I think I'm gonna try hard.
I'm the
Okay.
best people to
Listen,
ask that shit.
we are not doing anything much either. We are not getting any support either. Don't worry. It takes time. I don't know if this is okay. I'm going to be a little skeptical because I don't know if this is a way for you to make us check you out. But we can't do that right now either way.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We are
We are-
nobodies too, you know.
Yeah.
If you, I don't know what you're doing, but content is king. Go to YouTube, make YouTube videos, stream on the side. Make sure you make shorts. Your YouTube videos will get you discovered. People will come to your stream from your YouTube videos. Shorts get people to your channel anyway. And that's how you can grow slowly. Invite people to your community. Create a genuine community where you actually want to help people with whatever content you're doing, whether it's gaming, whether it's anime like we're doing, or whatever. You just have to make the best way to do anything is to make YouTube videos and then use those YouTube videos to get people onto your streaming if you do streaming. But I don't know what you're trying to do for a living. So if you could give us that, information, it would be much more. It'd be easier for us to tell you something. Maybe we can help, and maybe you'll become way more successful than us. I wish the best for you, even if you become more successful than us. In which case, you have to shout out us as the reason you got successful. Anyway. Yeah, so yeah, Metropolis Man is a freaking coward. He just wants to. He just wants to
that's
get
what
the
he
final
wants,
cut.
like this. I expected him to be like this light kind of figure, but he isn't anything like that.
If you look at it, Light is also a coward. He doesn't actually go into the front and do anything. He sits in the back where he's safe and does stuff.
In the front, yeah.
And Light does the same thing. He tricks people into doing his dirty work for him, and he never actually
He
shows
tricks people, but you don't get this. Like, I got the idea that Light was way more smarter than
of course.
Metropolis Man.
Metropolis Man is more of a battle fight kind of figure, while Light was more of a psychological
end
thriller.
at the end of the day. Yeah.
But basically,
No, like he had a simple end goal at the end of the day. There was no like big, giga brain fucking strategy that he had.
Wanting to be God, pretty simple.
Yeah, but the reason
the means of going about it, like killing, literally, he just wants to kill everyone. Like,
and the way he does it is by getting dangerous people on his side using the red arrows.
Yeah.
So in that way, he's the smartest guy in the whole competition because nobody else did that shit. He just managed to quickly take advantage of the situation. He quickly got a grasp of what he had to do.
He gave them his wings, like the ones he had.
No,
well,
he still had his wings.
That's where you're missing a bit of this thing.
Yeah. Wait, then how were they flying?
He basically killed the other candidates, took their wings and gave it to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He gave the wings, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you said he gave them his wings. He didn't give them his wings.
He had like multiple wings because he took it from those guys.
He gave them those
Killer
wings.
basically gets the other one's wings.
Yeah.
Do you mind? You don't mind spoilers, right?
Of course not. He's not going to read it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Donald Trump kid over there is actually a very important part of this story, because when we see him just fucking off in another direction in the middle of the fight, it turns out later on he is actually the one to have cast a red arrow onto Metropolis Man, not the other way around.
Oh.
The kid sort of was ahead of the curve and sort of shot him with a red arrow, and basically just asked Metropolis Man to sort of break his cover to him, show him his secrets and all that. And that is also why in that fight on the
candidate.
Yeah, he's a candidate.
The Donald Trump kid is a candidate. He's a candidate who got wings by his own.
And he worked with like another angel to find out his secret identity so that he could strike him when he least expected it.
Oh.
So it's not like some bullshit where Metropolis Man was in full alert and he just somehow swooped in and caught him off guard. So he's literally at school and he's talking to his friend and he suddenly gets shot with an arrow.
Oh.
It was just real smart at the end of the day, and that's also why we just see him leave the scene at the end of the day, because he knew exactly what was going to happen, and he just sort of left Metropolis Man to die in the fight over there.
Yeah, but that's the full fighting shonenness of this thing. Like it's
the fighting arc basically ends close to halfway through.
Yeah, so
I think close to halfway through with
Okay.
Metropolis Man after he
He basically gets
destroyed.
gunned down.
Yeah.
Gets gunned down.
Yeah.
So the gun guy who dropped all his fucking machine guns and all that, stage 4 cancer, basically picked up one of those guns.
Like you don't even give him a name. You're just like stage 4 cancer. That's his
I don't
identity.
remember his name, but then everyone called him stage 4. I was like, what the fuck? That's such a shit nickname to give him, but fucking hell.
Nobody called him stage 4. They called him by his name.
He lost an arm now over there. I remember.
Did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the anime, he loses his right arm because of the wing thing that they do to him.
Because the wing thing?
So, like, the main guy and the girl, they use their wings to catch his wings and drop him down, like Charizard style, drop him on the floor.
fuck?
Yeah, but he doesn't lose his arm.
Like his arm. He
Yeah, he
does.
never
He's like,
loses
oh
his
no,
arm.
my right hand, and it's like fucking missing, and it's in front of him. In the end, that's what I remember. This is the episode I just saw before this. That's why I
so
remember.
weird.
In the
Okay,
manga,
maybe
they
we are
just show him holding the gun to his fucking chest and basically
shooting the fuck out of it, so
Yeah,
which he can't do without an arm.
turning Metro Polyman into bitch meat, basically.
Okay, one
He
sec.
lost one arm.
Yashiz33 says, nothing seems to work and I feel my supporters turn against me because the way I reply to their support. How are you replying to support that makes supporters want to turn against you? What are you doing? How is that? I'm very confused. I'm sorry if it comes out as rude, but I'm just very confused as to how that can even... What do you like insult them to their face if they give you support? Why else would they get pissed? I'm trying to establish myself as a guy reviewing stuff. Yeah, but what stuff? Are you reviewing technology, shoes, food, fashion, anime? We review anime. So it really depends. But again, best thing to do, make YouTube videos about the subject, do live streams talking about yourself and about the subject and how you can relate it and entertain people, basically plan it all out. And anytime somebody messages you, call them out, tell them that you're very glad for them, tell them how happy you are that they're there, and don't be fake about it because you need to genuinely be happy if somebody's supporting you. Like every time somebody joins our chat, all three of us are like, hey, somebody's here. Like Toasty the Mostly joined us again and we remember him from him or her from last time. So that sort of stuff, it really has to excite you. And once that starts coming in, there's no way to make your supporters turn against you because you just
and if you have a few haters who you're talking about, fuck those guys.
Yeah, we have a lot of haters.
That's the
Like the guy who told me I was rude for, like I was a loser for shouting at my own friend anyway. So yeah, just try that out. Come back to this chat and message us if you want any other advice or help. Live streaming, really good right now. YouTube, really good right now. Twitch, not so great right now. Just remember that much. I don't insult them to their face, but everything that they stand. Okay, this is a troll, right? If you insult...
What did he say?
Is that I don't insult them to their face, but everything that they stand for. If you do that, you are not going to lose your supporters. Yes, it doesn't matter what they stand for. It doesn't matter what you stand for. They are supporting you for something that you are doing, and you need to acknowledge and accept them for that and thank them for it because they don't need you. You need them. Like none of our viewers need us per se. They can watch anybody. But if we want to be streamers and entertainers, then we need them. So we have to, acknowledge them and appreciate them and not insult what they stand for. Unless it's Forrest Dan, in which case I insult him anyway.
Also, there are ways of disagreeing with people without insulting them. We've done that a lot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have. We've had some interesting opinions. But anyway, so the starting part of that's the starting first half of the whole... Shut up. That's the starting first half of the manga and anime, and that's just mostly actual shonen fights. And these guys, they do not like classic fights. They change everything up. So the little kid, the Donald Trump kid, said he doesn't want to actually fight and kill people. He's just a kid who wants to have some fun. And he really likes flying around in his wings, and he wants to choose the next god. So he meets up with so basically they all find each other except one of the candidates. Sorry, they all meet each other except for one of the candidates, and they decide that Mirai should be god, like he should become god. They decided all together, unanimously, so that he can become god. They can be done with this whole situation, and there won't be any problems, and nobody will be out to kill them. Oh my god, my dogs are like going crazy. I'm not kidding. My fat lab just shouted over here and then got up and pushed my blind dog away so that he could sit where he's sitting. And my blind dog is like really scared because he doesn't know what's going on. He's growling. Simba, come here. Simba, come
The
here.
daily life in the house, in the brew zoo.
Yash is 33, says, but you guys are going well. People want to watch you guys.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
We are not doing well at
I
all.
wouldn't really give too much affirmation to
Yeah.
that one, but yeah,
Let's
Thank you for whoever listens to us.
yeah.
But
Let's do a quick check. We have one viewer on YouTube, and the guy who was listening, Control 9K, has left. Forrest Dan has not joined. Random Otaku has not joined. We have one viewer on
Forrest
Twitch.
Dan has been dead for fucking years now.
Yeah, no
This-
viewers.
Forrest Dan likes brew rights. He joined.
Yeah, he doesn't watch Nandemo
He's a
anymore.
brew fan. Yeah,
He
yeah.
Nobody on Facebook. And Audi, can you tell me the Reddit upvotes right now?
Reddit upvotes are
Minus
surprisingly
4.
5.
Yeah,
Oh
5
my
people.
14
So
watchers.
basically, we have a total of 7 people listening to this, and that's pretty much it. So they're not going well per se. It's not
Our
like
highest number of upvotes has been 11.
12.
I think 14
12.
probably, but
No,
never
12.
crossed the 20 mark.
After almost 2 years.
Almost.
yeah,
Actually, no.
1.5 years,
We've been
almost 2
coming
years.
close
Yeah,
to
One and a
2
half.
years, yeah.
Yeah, almost.
they're
2
getting
years,
there.
Yeah.
They're getting there.
Getting there. So not doing that well. But
Hey, I love your username, Thanos the Lord. No, it's not Thanos. It's Kronos the Lord, not Thanos the Lord.
You fucked it up.
Do not
I
insult
love
the
this
Kronos. But yeah, listen, we've been doing this for a long time, and we are all like, just make nice videos, content that people want to watch, and you will automatically get people watching you, and then
And have fun doing
and
it.
plan everything. Don't be like us. Plan your content,
Yes.
plan your live stream so that you follow a structure and schedule it so that people know when you're coming live. I'm going to start a channel where I teach other people how to live stream. I'm telling you, everyone who watches it is going to be like way more popular than me. And I'm going to feel like shit, but I'll do it anyway.
I think we'll just refer to the channel multiple times just to be like, okay, we need to schedule this shit over here. Watch Bruce's third video over
Look
there.
who's
yes.
saying Audi. Look who's saying. Look who's saying brew.
Okay, so anyway, so they find the sixth candidate finally. The sixth candidate sends his angel to the others and says, tell me what you will do if you become God. And according to your answer, I will allow you to meet my candidate. And they're like, yo, fuck you, dude, just meet the candidate, dude. Stop being such a pain in the ass. And and it's like, okay, well, I guess you don't want to meet him, then okay, bye. And they're like, no. And then they all tell what they're going to do when they become God. And Mirai says he's going to do nothing. And enter Yoneda, who is a professor, and he
Fucking
has
Zaraki.
Zaraki basically, and
That dude. Yeah.
and that dude, you don't even know him.
I saw the pictures.
Oh, okay. So
The Zaraki dude.
the Zaraki dude basically is he's a guy who's gotten the Nobel Prize in literature and physics, I think, and he's published
He's gotten
multiple
bestseller books as well, yeah.
and he's doing research on Yoneda gene right now that that is named after him. So he's like the really smart guy. Japan loves him. Japan listens to every word of his. And he's the sixth candidate. And he comes out saying, the age in which we needed gods is over. God is unnecessary. God does not exist. And this completely changes.
He was also trying to commit suicide.
Yeah, he
by
was.
the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a very different reason.
Damn.
Hold on
Okay.
1 second, bro.
Yeah.
Reddit stream बंद हो गया क्या?
Oh, yeah. We're at 0 kbps. I think OBS just disconnected. It should reconnect. Let me just give it a quick check. Yeah, it said disconnected. It's reconnecting now. So it should be back in 3, in 2, in 1, in 3, in 3. Okay, it's going to come back
Anytime
sometime
now.
now. Yeah, anytime now, yes. Hopefully. Now I feel... You know something interesting?
What?
I don't know how to make it reconnect.
I see.
There is no reconnect option. It should do it automatically. So I haven't gotten the confirmation that it reconnected. Hello, did you reconnect, please?
It hasn't reconnected yet.
Retry delay. Okay, now.
Well. It was nice having a few Reddit users, but now it's gone.
The page just died. Never mind.
Watch this magic trick.
Is there a new link or is it the same place?
I think the link died, so we'll need to.
Yeah. The link is still active, but it says the
No,
broadcast is over.
Yeah, the link died.
Yeah.
A new broadcast. Let's just do this real quick. My bad. If anyone's watching on like any of our other platforms, just give me like 2 minutes. I have to restart Reddit because we freaking died. If we cross like some threshold or time limit or something, because I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
It's
I don't
never
know. We
happened
keep getting
before.
like time limit boosts every now and then.
Yeah, if you get upvotes, it boosts. Yeah, that's true. But I don't know what happened this
Oh.
time. So the more upvoted your post is on Reddit, the more time you get. So if people do not upvote you, you get like 1.5 hours or 2 hours or something like that. And that's
Oh, damn.
so it's very weird.
Hey, but that's also pretty good. The 1.5 2 hours.
Yeah, that's also pretty good. But most people stream for like a long time, so I'm assuming. Okay, new Reddit link seems to be up. I'm just gonna send it on the group real quick, guys. If just tell me if it's working. 0 people watching is what the link says. But yeah, guys, we're back on Reddit. I'm sorry, the stream died for some mysterious reason and wasn't reconnecting, so we decided to start up a new stream.
Yeah,
so I hope you guys are back to join us, and I hope you didn't leave us in the few seconds that we're gone, because if you all know you're fickle.
Stream part 2.
Anyway, yeah. So basically, he says God is unnecessary, and then we're going to go. He talks about how it's a waste of time to pray to God and blah 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 blah, and he says that God, the concept God, is a creature. It's not what we traditionally know as God, and it has become God because humans keep worshipping it as God. Sid is just like this. Okay. So basically, that's where his argument starts, and these guys start a theological discussion around it, where Miraites basically says, yeah, it's weird that humanity wants a God, but saying God doesn't exist is also weird. And Saki, Mirai's girlfriend, says God is necessary, but doesn't have to be real, because it's like Santa Claus. She's like, I used to love Santa Claus as a kid, and I used to get a lot of joy from it. And just like that, God is a concept that helps a lot more people feel at ease, while it doesn't really have to exist.
That it does. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's this little kid who is like heavy into suicide. Okay, like he's like, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself. And everyone's like, no, wait, hold on, don't do it.
Say it like it's a sport, like heavy.
No, like legit. He helps his dad kill himself. He helps his grandfather kill himself. He's about to kill his brother and then kill himself afterwards. And everyone's like, don't commit
like
suicide. Hold on.
The fucking Burari murders. You know about
No.
The one in Delhi.
Burari murders.
You don't know?
I feel like I've heard of this.
A whole family, they found a whole family hanging from this place. Inside their house, there was like this skylight kind of thing with iron bars, and they found the whole family hanging, like all the sons, the parents, the aunts, the grandparents. Like they found all of them hanging in a place in Delhi.
Huh.
Yeah, they called the Burari murders. And everyone said, the family was totally fine, they were happy, they were chilling with us, and no one knows how the fuck all of them hung themselves, because no one entered or left the house. And apparently later they found out, like, it became kind of a cult, where after their grandfather died, the uncle went crazy and said, I can hear the grandfather's voice and I speak through the grandfather, and we need to do this this banyan tree ritual in order to get him back, in order to, like, for him to forgive our sins and shit. And they hung everyone and then hung themselves after that and killed the whole family. It was this fucking crazy story. Yeah.
God
How
damn.
did you guys not hear about it? Yeah.
No, I think there's like a whole Netflix show around this. I remember.
Yeah, there was a
seeing
Netflix this around it.
There's
Yeah,
a
but it was
documentary
fucking
just sort of
crazy. Yeah.
document the whole series of events that led to this.
Yeah, and the whole family believed like that guy. It became this crazy cult, where on their own they were like these crazy strict people, but outside they were like, hey, we are nice. And then one day just.
Like how if I reference a news article I read on Reddit, Sid's like, oh, you Reddit users think you're so cool. And then he's like, yeah, you heard about the family that hung themselves?
What's your problem?
Weird ass news you follow, dude. Holy shit.
Everyone knows about this.
Everyone knows about what I tell you as well, and yet you tell me nobody knows about it. Yeah, see?
Do nothing.
Oh yeah, because they're learning about the family that hung themselves was something really important to do.
Crazy.
Vipin Patak on YouTube says House of
crazy.
Secrets on Netflix. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
But
Yeah.
Christ.
Crazy. Yeah.
I will be avoiding that like the plague anyway.
Yash33 says that I see you as the guy snapping his fingers at the guys coming on the stream. Hence Thanos. So cool.
No, I do not snap people away from my stream. Everyone is welcome to the
They
stream.
go away on their own.
Even if Sharp said, even if they are people who I would completely disagree with on different ideologies. But speaking of
That's what he
ideologies, yeah.
He asked on the previous stream, the dead one, this thing, whether we were talking about Bleach or something. No, we were talking about Platinum End. We just referenced Zaraki because the character that we were talking about, Yoneda, Professor Yoneda, looks a lot like Zaraki.
Yeah. Anyway. More
One
comments? Yeah.
Taj89 says, hello, bro. Could you guide me with this best series to read? Reddit is too much dank or much too dank.
Best series to read? Depends. If you want action, fighting stuff, I think you could read something like One Piece or Naruto. If you want psychological battles, you can read Death Note. If you want something a little more grown up, you can read Monster, which is a kind of horror. And then you can read Berserk for gore, yes. And dark stuff. You can read. There's a lot. Just tell me what genre you're into, and I'll suggest one. I basically know a lot of different manga out there. But anyway, little kid. This kid wants to kill himself, and he says when he becomes God, he will ensure that everyone who wants to commit suicide can die peacefully and happily.
And no, not just peacefully and happily. They'll be praised for it.
Yeah, they'll be praised for it. And Sid has zoned out completely. Sid, Earth to Sid.
Yes.
Sid.
What?
Okay.
You didn't respond all this while.
Use words.
You use words. We've been speaking to you the whole time.
So speak and I'm listening now.
You didn't give any reaction at all.
I like how he just said, yeah, the kid wants people to die peacefully and get praised for it. Yes.
Yeah, I would like some response, please.
Would you please respond for
Oh
me?
my god.
I've already responded when I read the manga.
Then continue.
Okay, basically the kid says he will let everyone die when they want to die peacefully and without any problems, and they'll be praised for their actions rather than living a lonely life. And the professor wants to die, but he wants to die because he wants to know what their afterlife is. He right about all the things he thinks of? Is he right that there is no afterlife? But he wants to know what happens when a human dies. And also, when the world learns about these God candidates, they start hating on them and they start sending them hate messages, and they start talking about how their lives sucked and how they should be killed off, and only the professor, who's an extreme genius, should be allowed to make decisions. And that sends the poor kid into an even more depressed state. But anyway, this professor comes out with this genius plan where he also kills the God candidates, except he keeps one alive. And his logic is the last two God candidates will kill each other at the exact same time, resulting in no one being the winner, thereby there being no new God, because humanity does not need a God. And he almost succeeds with it, and he also he does a lot of calculations, and it turns out that 0.15 seconds is the time difference between deaths, and that is okay. But if it's anything more than that, then the person who died last will technically become God. So basically,
so they both launch their white arrows like at the same time.
He puts a red arrow in the suicidal kid and tells him, we kill all the others, and then we launch a white arrow at the same time at each other, and we die at the same time. And it's a suicidal kid, so he's like really okay with it. And he also has this theory that science will go to a point where humans become immortal, and when humans become immortal and create stuff like time machines, and they want to gain control over time eventually, because they have control over life, and they become so obsessed with their control over time that eventually humanity gives up on life because they realize that everything is pointless, blah 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 blah. And basically what he says is humanity is going to end in 200 years or 300 years, and there is no point.
Years. 300 years, 500 years is when humanity would end. 300 years is when they
would become immortal.
The secrets to eternal life.
Okay. Yeah. So 500 years, humanity will end on its own without all this shit anyway. And he says that humanity should meet humanity's end. Humans should meet humans' end. God or a creature should not be allowed to wipe out all of humanity. But after a lot of arguments back and forth,
Wait, but
and
is the God's role to save humanity or to destroy? You don't
know. God's role is basically
God just has the power to kill or to save.
Yeah.
So you don't know what the God will do.
Power to do whatever, but the God, I think it's like
depends on the God.
Depends on the God. Depends
you
on the
asking
god.
me the god's
Yeah.
job basically, like as a, like a
No,
overall
he's saying humanity will end for sure. So if there was a god, could he save
He could save
at that
humanity,
point as well?
but his logic is there is no god,
Okay.
and thereby you can't be saved, so
Okay.
humanity will end, and
Yeah.
humans should meet their end at their own hands. But after a lot of back and
Okay.
forth, a little bit of kidnapping and blackmailing, which eventually becomes useless, the really smart scientist realizes that he's been so out of touch with emotions that he did not understand friendship and love, which causes him to be like,
Okay.
which causes him to realize that he was been living a shallow life where everything has just been theory and there's been no practice. And he accepts that he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to die. You become God. Do whatever the fuck you want. I can't live in a world where there's a God. Okay, so people didn't like this because he does a 180 after a bit of thing, but I think it made it made sense because of what happens. Since Sid, you didn't read it, I can't tell you, but Audie, you must have read it. I think it makes sense what happens because he sees the person he put a red arrow in still not follow his commands and save somebody because of the love and friendship that they had. So it probably convinced him of the fact that he didn't know shit about friendship and love per se.
Yeah, he was very much under the assumption that everything came down to a science. Everything could have been solved with maths, and everything was
Physics.
basically cold, hard calculations.
Yes.
Even something as profound as human life could be equated with mathematics. But he did not consider the variable that people can disobey others, even
He
if
didn't,
something
he didn't consider
something as
emotions
strong-
at all, basically.
Yeah,
Emotions.
the red arrow was
I see.
always being this thing influenced by emotion. So he never really considered the opposite of what could have been a red arrow. Like they could have just disobeyed him entirely. Metro Polyman had suffered this earlier. He hadn't, so he never knew about this.
Yeah. And even here in this manga page, he literally say,
Could you arrow yourself?
no,
Not possible.
no,
I see.
that would be ridiculous.
You can only arrow each other. You're
No, the
basically
white arrow,
another.
Could you?
Yeah, you
could
can white arrow
come
yourself. Yeah, you can kill yourself.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
You can't red arrow yourself.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So he actually says, I did everything I could to advance my argument for atheism. So here the authors like literally go, they're like straight out, they're like, listen, we are talking about being an atheist, okay? God isn't real. And they start talking about that. And so a lot of shit happens, okay? It's basically, I don't know, Adi, where do you reach? Did you see who becomes God in the end?
No, I didn't. I think I just saw the images from the album itself. They show the lap of luxury lady sort of ascending into godhood, I think.
You're wrong.
I don't remember.
So basically, what happens is the suicidal kid says, let me be God, okay? And I will give you the professor, I will give you the red arrow, I will let you keep it, and I will tell you the answer. Is God a creature or is God the creator of humanity? Did humans make God or did God make humans? I will give you an answer through the heavens, okay? And everyone agrees. And Mirai wanted to be God, but then he was like, hey, I get to stay with the love of my life. No. You be God, dude. It's fine.
Yeah.
So he ascends to godhood, and I really like this panel because it looks really freaking good. I don't know how long it's going to take to reflect on screen. Let me just check real quick.
Yeah,
there.
Distorted. Yeah.
Yeah, so he becomes a literal god, which is weird. He becomes a god, but the panel looks really good. I think the art looks amazing over here. Where it's
art looks beautiful. Like
look at that shit.
Where the art doesn't look beautiful.
No, but this
where
panel
he's, like,
specifically. Said thoughts.
The perfect being.
I can't see it yet. Wait.
It's on the stream.
Yeah, I know. I don't have the stream open.
Wow. New levels of hate from Sid is all I can say.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually does look pretty cool.
That's 89. When you said Sid is reading other texts, he's actually working while we're doing this.
Yeah, he hates us.
I wasn't supposed to be here, okay?
He hates us, basically.
They were supposed to do the episode without me, and I do also hate them. That's a different thing, but I was supposed to be here.
Like euthanasia, what are your opinions on that, Cronus? I think assisted euthanasia should be a thing everywhere around the world. I think if somebody else can decide that you get to have a life, you should be able to decide that you can end it on your own terms, because you're going to die at some point anyway. Might as well be when you think. I mean, you should have a process for it. It shouldn't be like I had a bad day, so I killed myself. You should have like a proper psychiatrist looking at you. You should have a certain amount of time to rectify the problem, because wishing for death is not something that living beings usually do. So you should be given time to get past that. And if you still can't, if you still think it's the best thing for you to do, you should be allowed to do it.
Bro, we have a deal.
Yeah, Sid and I have a secret deal. My God. But anyway, and this is also another beautiful panel where he's walking through the astral plane, celestial plane, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why I said astral. What is astral?
Dota.
Yeah.
What's up? Oh,
It's a celestial plane. So basically, he's looking through the entirety of the heavens. He's basically sitting in the realm of God. It's also really striking page. Like, look at this page. It's beautiful. Like I put
Like
this
an
here
endless
just to show
ocean.
how beautiful it looks. I legit cannot believe that a guy was sitting on a 1 week deadline and drew this, because it's like amazing. It's distracted again, but
It looks like a photo in the background. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, when this guy becomes God, he merges with the previous God, and their minds are not fused yet. It will take time to fuse. And this guy is talking to God, and God says, so he's like, did you create humanity? And God's like, that may be correct. I was a creation, and I also created humanity. And this guy's like, what are you saying? Are you like, Like, do you not know who created you? He's like, yes, I don't know who created me. I don't know what created me. So it's implied that God is a creature, but nobody knows what created this creature. And this creature thereby created humanity for some reason. And the creature itself does not know why it created humanity. So, a small discussion at this point. Thoughts on this so far? Do you think God is an actual God and he exists to do things? As a guy working in healthcare, I agree with the thoughts on euthanasia makes sense. They deserve it, right? Like, I don't think anyone deserves to struggle through life. So if anyone wants to get out of life, they should be given the option. I've not worked in healthcare, but I've worked a lot in animal welfare, and I've seen way too many deaths to know that there are times where it's just death is a much better option than living through whatever you have to face. So I definitely am in agreement for euthanasia of animals and dogs and humans when things get too bad. But
one of the lines that even Dr. Yoneda says is that birth is something that no one can really control. No one wants to. No one is willingly coming into this world. Everyone comes as a result of someone else's actions.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be brought into this world because of someone else, you might as well have the right to.
You have the right to go out,
by your own terms.
Because at that point, it's your life. Like you're given the gift of life, but for a lot of people, it might not be a gift. You might be born in circumstances that aren't considered very gift-like. You might be forced into circumstances. You might be going through things: physical, emotional abuse, bullying, hatred, racism, sexism, all kinds of stuff, which can make life pretty unbearable. Kudos to the people who get through all of that and manage to do something and manage to change things. But I don't think that could put a bad light on anyone who just wants out, because not everybody has to be like
to be able to steal through shit like that. If you do get out of it, that's good. But
like not everybody has to be a Martin Luther King. They can be a person who's like, I can't take this anymore and just leave. Doesn't make them any less of a person. In fact, they at least know what they can stand and what they can't, and they decide to go out on their own terms. So a certain dignity that goes along with it. But God, is God human made, or did God make humans? And if so, what made God? Thoughts?
The chicken.
My God, Audi.
I don't fucking know. It's such a like paradoxical question in and of itself. Fucking philosophers from Greece like 1,000 years ago pondered upon this question.
Do I give my views without getting cancelled?
Philosophers of today still ponder the same views. What created God if God created us? If God was the first being on earth, how did he come to be?
What do you think?
So, who was there's a being in Greek mythology, the god of robots is what he's called. I forgot. It's either Janus or there's
Janus is the
Talos.
Talos, okay.
Talos, the god of robots.
He's
supposed to be the first.
Talos is the god of robots?
It's not the god of robots, but he's like the first robot, basically. He's like the first mechanism, and he's supposed to be like considered a
He
god
is
of.
a robot, Audi.
Yeah, he's called the first robot, or he's like the god of mechanism. His
Isn't
Roman
Hephaestus
counterpart
the
is
ones who makes like machinery and robots and like shit like that?
probably. I see from what I remember,
Yeah,
Janus.
Talos has been made by Hephaestus. I just read that.
Yeah, makes
Talos was
sense.
made by Hephaestus.
Hephaestus is the machinery boy.
Isn't Talos the guy who stands in front of the city?
No, that's
Isn't that him?
Rhodes. That's Rhodes. That's the fucking Titan, right?
The Colossus of Rhodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Colossus of
Colossus.
Rhodes.
I thought that was the same guy. Okay, anyway, yeah, go
No.
on.
But yeah, if he
Talos was
can
the
ascend
robot. Says
into his
Bipin.
own
Thank you,
godhood.
Bipin. Yeah.
Like he was a being made of a god, or he was a being like, and gods came from the Titans, and the Titans came from chaos. And did chaos come from something before? Like, did chaos come from somewhere
And
before
those
that?
are stories, Audi.
Yeah, like I mean, okay, it's what we can base ourselves off of.
Well,
Right?
all
What the
they
fuck do we
said
say in
was
our
that
case?
at first there was chaos, and from there came the earth, and from there came
Yeah.
the air around the earth together, which was Gaia and Uranus. So, if then what created chaos? How did chaos come into being? Was chaos the universe itself? So, are you saying it was the Big Bang and the universe was created, and out of that came Gaia? Or are they saying chaos was a being itself that created other beings?
Fucking idea, dude.
Hephaestus is from the underworld, right? Am I wrong? The guy with the limp, yes, but he's not from the underworld. He's in his
Hephaestus
that's-
is one of the gods.
yeah, he's in his
He's,
furnace all the time, making
Aphrodite's husband, right?
yeah, who she hits.
See, you also played
Making
God of
sure
War.
of
Yeah, she's 33. Nice.
What?
Hephaestus is found in Hades in God of War.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
That's
God.
nice. Oh my god, these fucking people.
He is freaking God of War. Actually, I love God of War, but still.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so the thing is,
Are you saying like the Gaia and all the origin, right? Chaos and all these are like personifications of the real world universe, like Big
They
Bang.
have to be, right? I
the
mean,
that's what
early
I'm
like,
asking.
back
That's,
then-
if chaos existed before the earth and the air in the atmosphere and so on, is chaos just the universe which threw out planets and such into the world, into the universe, not the world? Or
radio waves still exist to this day that indicate the existence of the Big Bang. So chaos is out there. It's just that the universe itself has cooled down to the point where cells and all these sort of things started to
Yeah, but-
form with
Yeah, but then-
atoms coming together.
Yeah, but what about the theory there are multiple Big Bangs and we are in one of them?
that's
like-
all irrelevant. We're not having a debate
not
about
going into, like,
which
multiverse
science theory
theories
is
or
right.
I'm talking about the application of this to that. I'm not having a science debate.
I mean, it just makes sense. The universe blinks and
Yeah.
we exist in that blink, and then there's going to be another
Yeah.
blink and somebody else is going to exist, and it probably
so
won't
is
even be
chaos out
humans.
there and chaos can decide to consume
Mhm.
everything when he wants, is what I'm asking.
Yeah,
and then,
so
like,
but
let
that's
it
the
chill
thing.
again.
Chaos is considered the ultimate supernatural power, but then chaos declines in power once Gaia and Uranus come in, and then the gods and titans start populating the universe. So, what created everything is my question. Chaos came from the Big Bang, I guess. Chaos made the guys start the Big Bang. But how did who was Hephaestus' husband? She cheated on him? That was Aphrodite, the wife. Yeah, not Aphrodite, and
cheated with
she has,
Ares.
Ares.
Yeah.
Ares is her lover boy.
Mhm.
But yeah, so my question is God something humans have created, do you think? Or do you think there actually exists a supernatural power that governs all of us without us knowing?
The concept of God itself,
Yes.
I feel like that's man-made to some extent. Like there are like it's both a yes and no answer, right? Because the concept itself is man-made, but then there are also powers way stronger out there than human beings.
Like what?
Like, see, there are things we don't understand, but yeah, like the first, like they say, like the first notable that people know about was Hammurabi, right? Who made this like fictional system of God, and in order to like punish people for what they're doing, for what he thought wasn't
The
against the rules,
Babylonian
right?
gods.
They say he started so-called the world's first religion or whatever, right?
Mhm.
So
It was all.
That's
It was
the
all
first
made
record this we
to
have of
be-
someone
Hmm.
making up these rules to punish people, or to give them a way of living so that they become like nice people, I guess, according to him, according to Hammurabi.
Mhm.
It's kind of like the coinage
And
system as
even
well.
before that, like, see, what did people believe in gods when we are hunter gatherers? Because when we are hunter gatherers, we couldn't think about fictional things. We couldn't think
Mm.
about
Hunter
like
gatherers
the future.
worship nature. That's where it even came from.
Yeah.
That's where the concept of God came from.
No, that's when agriculture started, right?
No, much before that.
No,
Because-
like they worshipped nature as it was. They had no names, they had no idols, they had no pictures, so to speak. But then they still worshipped them out of fear. They figured that sun can really kill us, the rain can kill us, the trees
Oh,
can
that
kill
way,
us.
yeah. So no, I'm not talking about a way where they worship. Like, of course, they worship that because they don't understand the world, and they thought like some thought every day the sun goes down, the world is ending, and shit like that. Of course, they and no, but I'm talking about once we started agriculture, then we started thinking about the future, and then we got the thought of making up fiction, basically.
Yes.
Thinking about fictional
there's
things,
a-
and
There's actually
making
like a
up all these
lot of
stories,
there's
right?
actually like a lot of evidence that cavemen used to draw fictional stories on the caves.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
actually draw stories. But yeah, I get your point. Either way, one sec. Yashi's 33 hours, but Uranus is nothing compared to the rest. Uranus was attacked by all the Titans except Krios, and Kronos uses his sight to castrate him and throw his gonads into the river, which creates Aphrodite in the first place. So Uranus is basically castrated and then killed off. Not killed off, he can't be killed, but he's basically in a.
Who was Krios again?
Krios is Kronos' brother. Kronos, Krios, Hyperion, someone else with a K, and then one more guy. But anyway, do you think the concept of God is collective insanity? I'm inferring from your stream. There was no agriculture before
Yeah,
hunter gatherers.
basically.
Agriculture came much later. Yeah, that's what he's saying as well. Agriculture
that's
did
what
come
we
much
said,
later.
yeah.
Also, yeah, the concept of God is, to be very truthful, I believe the concept
It's
of God
like-
is insanity, complete insanity.
It's like our idea of a company, right? We treat company like a being, like this fictional thing, like
Yeah.
it doesn't exist, and if, so it's like collective fiction, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I think this is.
I
wouldn't
think
call it-
God goes way more than that.
Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it insanity so much. I would call it more like a way of collecting your thoughts, so to speak. Like you'd want to at least justify your actions or your thoughts based on something, and that's where kind of God comes in, right?
It's the nowadays more a need to be like part of a community to understand things that you're afraid of as humans, and all these
Yeah.
other reasons where you're like, okay, this thing exists, so I'm at
Really, I
peace,
just feel
something
like
that.
religion only exists because of indoctrination and continuously generation
No,
after
a lot of
generation.
people do it for community. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people
Because
are
they're
not even
indoctrined
religious,
into the community.
but no, a lot of people like, I'm not religious, but I need people, so like I pretend to be part of this, and I like go to temples and all that.
Yeah, but
Talked to a lot
we're
of
not talking
people
about
like
those people. We're talking about people who actually believe in God.
and most people, yeah, it's see, there indoctrination exists, but for a lot of people it's also like knowing about the unknown, and they hear about it and they're like, okay, cool, this makes sense.
They
It's
want to
literally
make sense of many
indoctrination.
things. Yeah.
That is literally how religion spreads roots by saying, that thing
It's-
you don't know
it's-
about? Yeah, it's scary. Listen to me and I'll tell you what the truth is.
Yeah, that's what people
It's
do.
kind
That's
of how
literally
most religions
indoctrination. That's how you indoctrinate people.
Okay, Mr. Grammar Nazi, whatever the
How is
fuck.
that a grammar Nazi? It's literally, you're like, no, it's not
So why are you
indoctrination.
repeating what I said in another way? I'm not saying it's not indoctrination.
I'm telling
I
you.
was talking about the part where they want to be part of a community.
Yeah, but again, I'm saying
That's not
those
indoctrination.
aren't people who believe in God, though. You literally gave yourself as an example. You're just
No,
pretending.
they pretend to believe in God, but they're still part of the. They
Yeah,
call
but
themselves religious. They're
who-
part of the community.
But I'm talking about
They are
people who
part of the
actually
religion.
believe in God.
Yeah, so the people who believe, they believe. I was talking about these guys also. They are also part of religion, right?
No, but when you think about the concept of God, if it's collective insanity, then it is, because the people who believe in God are literally believing in a being who they've never seen and they never hear from and they never actually can find proof of for no reason at all. So I'm talking about it in that sense. Also, to talk about Audie's point, like, sure, you can get answers
What
for
did he
things
say?
you're unsure about, which is that people need like something to believe in. So religion is good
Because-
that way. But then when religion comes with certain extra rules, like this gender can't do this, same-sex marriage is bad, You shall be stoned if you're gay. You shall be hung if you're a witch and shit like that. Then religion becomes more of which is what religion I think actually is, which is a means of control from people who
Yeah.
want to control the rest of society. Which is why the
That
Brahmins
it
were
is.
at the top. Which is why the church was at the top. Which is why every religion has people at the top instead of throughout.
But there are also a lot of people like who believe in just to believe in it and don't follow all the rituals and all that other shit, right? Like there
Yeah,
are also
the
people
stories are
like
good.
that.
Yeah.
Who only believe in like, whatever like the basic things they say and they don't do all of the other ritualistic bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
what we just said is like a answer to Yash's 33's next question. Is religion like a set of rules for society so that there's no chaos, but the whole universe started with Big Bang, which is chaos.
Now, the
and
chaos
fell
thing
into
was just from
mystery.
Greek mythology, which we were referencing, which we don't actually believe it started from chaos itself. But,
It's just a
but-
story, an interesting story.
yeah,
that we
religion
like.
religion is a set of stories made to mold you in
Yeah,
a
that's
certain
why-
way, so that you don't step out of bounds, so that you don't break that mold and do something that people don't want you to do. And it's what people think is natural
Yeah,
or
basically,
God given.
like that's how I said, like the king, right? He wanted
Hammurabi, yeah.
people to behave how he wanted them, so he made up these like rules and talked about
Yeah.
God and all this stuff. So he literally wanted to control his own people. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Dank Boy asks, "Are those your names?" Shortened, but yes, those are our names. Except
Yes.
for cities named
Except
Kazakhstan.
Audi. Except for Audi also.
Anyway, and then we can move on to the
Yeah.
next one. Next little topic I want to talk about. I'll relate everything at the end. Don't worry. I'm just asking to get to know both of your thoughts. I know Sid's thoughts mostly because we've talked a lot about this. I don't know much about Audi in this sense because this is not
Even I
something
don't
we've
know
ever
a lot
talked
about
about
Audi's
actually.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a panel where they're asking people what makes them happy, and they have a lot of different reasons. When my mom praises me, when I get good golf scores, when I was so happy when my house was finished, when I take a bath, when I'm eating cake. One guy says when I see people suffering from starvation, it makes me really happy. One guy says when the family is together, when I'm watching a movie, enjoying a drink, children sleeping, races winning. First time I held my baby, I won an award for my book. I'm playing with my dog. I'm with my family. So on, go on, go on. What makes you guys happy?
Nothing. It's this is
No,
half a
Sid,
joke
Sid,
and
that's a
half
fucking
reality,
lie. That's a
because
fucking lie.
If I think
Hold on,
about
hold
what
on.
makes me happy, I can't think of anything right now.
No, nothing in the long term. This thing. We're not even talking about.
No, it
long
can be
term. Just
anything.
like-
Short term, long
Yeah.
term, momentary,
Because-
non-momentary.
I'm pretty sure
Eternal.
the first time you had like Japanese cheesecake, that would have blown
but
your fucking
what
mind
does
and you would have been
happiness
happy as
feel
shit.
like? Like, what do we describe happiness feeling like?
That's what I'm asking you.
Like-
My name is not
like
bruh.
Japanese-
It's brew, not bruh. Brew.
Bruh.
Also,
Like getting a Japanese
Yashish
cheesecake
He
says,
for
knows your full name, bro. He just used
That's
one
true.
letter after.
Yashish says religion is still evolving and they will keep evolving as long as there's society. I'm inferring. Religion is actually devolving.
More
I would
like
say a lot of
devolving.
people have lost.
Yeah.
A lot of people have lost interest in religion now. More people than ever don't believe in God in the world.
Yeah.
And what manga is this? Asked Dank Boy Naruto. No, this is Platinum End, which is made by the creators of Death Note, and we're talking about the atheism aspect of it. But yeah, what makes you guys happy? And anyone on chat, if you guys want to tell me as well, I'm just very curious. What makes you happy? What gives you happiness? Please let me know. But yeah, you
I don't
guys
have
first.
nothing definitive, right? I
Thing
mean,
is, I've
there's
been asked
nothing
this
ever
question-
definitive.
I've been asked this question many times before. I've never been able to answer it.
Yeah, like there's no set answer for such a kind of question because I don't know anything that will give me immediate happiness right off the bat. Like I could say like, yeah, I'll eat like a good meal tomorrow and that will give me happiness.
Oh, that
Or I
is
could finish my
happiness.
project tomorrow. That will give me happiness. But then it's like it's relative to the day and to the shit.
Yeah, but
you're
it's still
doing.
happiness.
Yeah.
But
So
like
like
short.
no, but like
It can
the
be
question
anything. It
here
can
is,
be
like,
short
what
term or
gives
long
you
term. It's just what
happiness?
makes you happy, not what gives you happiness. What makes you happy?
I guess.
What
eating
makes
Or
me
good
when are
think
you
food and
like,
happy?
this
finishing
is
Or when are
projects.
you
nice.
happy?
Oh, what makes me think like, yo, this is nice.
Yeah. What is your definition of
Like I-
happiness? If your life just goes on and you're just like, nice. Is that all you do? Like, come on.
No, like of course it gets me excited, but I like
Yeah.
is happiness more than that, or is it that?
That's up to
It's
you.
that.
Tank
I
Boy
mean, yeah,
says
that's
you
also
guys are
that.
making me happy. Oh, stop it, you.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. Thank
But
you.
see,
You
for
make
me,
us happy
like,
as
I
well.
like- it's like eating good shit like we do, right? Like
Uh-huh.
maybe that's maybe that makes me happy. It's like traveling to the place I go and I'm like, damn, this is fun. I could do this all the time.
Exploration.
If I could afford to do it, maybe that.
Yeah, so why didn't you say that when you actually started? When I asked you, when you asked me the question.
Because I don't know yet if that's like.
But you do. You eat food because you're like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
you have
for
been
me,
to
it's
more
like, is
places
it just
than the
my
both of
body
us.
liking it, or I'm like,
No, like you have
brain
proof
cells
of
doing
both.
shit. I'm like, yo, this shit is good.
You've
Yeah, but
had
that's
good food
happiness in
before and
general.
you've been
Everything is
happy
just your
doing
brain
it.
cells going, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, basically.
You've been to very unique locations before, and you're happy doing that as well.
Yeah, I
And
did
pretty
enjoy
yeah,
that.
like you being in fucking Portugal must have been an experience in and of itself. You're just walking the streets and fucking taking in the sights over there. That's like a happiness on its own. Like you won't get to experience that unless you travel or you explore somewhere. So
Yeah.
you have gotten this happiness before.
Oh,
It's just that answer never comes to us right out like the top of our heads,
Yash says, so are you guys negating Big Bang Theory because Big Bang Theory seems real, but it's just meme? No, we are not smart enough to debate the Big Bang Theory. It's just the philosophy of God itself. That's what we are talking
The
about.
Big Bang Theory is.
Big Bang Theory is probably real.
Yeah.
So yeah. Tank Boy says, what's the difference between happiness and
most
happy?
realistic.
Happy is a feeling. Happiness is the feeling when you're happy. No, what makes you happy? What gives you the joy? What makes you feel
What Will Smith
nice
got
and warm inside?
at the end of
Also,
the
Yash
movie.
says, I'm
Fuck
happy
your
when there's
ass.
dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and even testosterone released by my brain. Okay, yes, very smart ass answer, I must say, but you know what I meant. I can answer for Audi right now. The day Elden Ring comes out, Audi's going to be happy.
Fucking days lost to that shit, boy.
He's already happy right
Yeah,
now.
see,
I know, right? The general thought of it is making me
so
happy.
so
right
just the thought of a game gives Audi happiness. Just the thought of
I had to
Japan
wait
gives
for that
Sid
shit
happiness.
for 4 fucking years.
No, I'm not happy right now.
Yeah, Sid, you want to go to Haneda Airport on your way to Canada?
I'm not going to Haneda or Canada. What are you talking about?
Yeah, anyway, he's happy about thinking about that. So I don't know, but it's just it's very interesting to see all these different things that these guys have put, especially when they randomly put in like random things like I see people suffering from starvation,
Hey, what makes
which
your
caught
ass
me
happy?
off guard over there. What makes me happy? Pizza makes me happy. Pizza, anytime I see pizza, my eyes like light up, my ears perk up to listen for the sound of the pizza delivery man, and I can smell it, and I just like.
I'll send you some pictures after this.
And then I go back into depression. Fuck you. Anyway.
Hey, it makes you happy.
I
said
I literally explained why it makes me happy, and you negated all of that and are sending me a picture which I can't smell, which I can't hear, which I can't like even imagine eating right now because like fuck you anyway.
It's just a false promise of pizza.
Says happiness is a bunch of chemicals released from my brain. Again, I get that. But it can come from good actions or actions that are detrimental to you, just like negating someone's opinion, for example. Why do you feel happiness from negating somebody else's opinions?
Yes,
I'm very curious
as
to
does a lot.
why
That's
you.
Brew, basically.
No, what? Fuck you.
You negate my opinion all the time.
I don't negate your opinion for shit. If anything,
podcast.
you're the one who negates everyone's opinions.
He just said fuck you. I said it's Brew. He's like fuck you. He's negating my opinion.
My God. Anyway, now we move on to the next part of this thing. So this guy, Naka Umi, I think, he becomes God and he looks at the suffering in the world, ready to let everyone release themselves from the suffering. And he realizes that when he was a kid, he just saw a small part of the world and he thought suicide was badass. And then when he becomes God, he can see the entirety of the world. He can see people killing themselves constantly in droves. He can see that people are just like dying even when they don't want to. He can see how there are people ruling over the poor, and the poor can't get food or have water, and the rich are just wasting it like pigs. And he gets really, really sad about it. He's like, what have I been doing this whole time? I was such a stupid kid, but now I'm a god, and I'm still not okay with these. So he decides that he wants to help, and then he asks the god inside what to do. And the god says, I did nothing. I just watched. God's purpose was to create life on earth, and life multiplies when you leave it alone. So I left it alone and I haven't touched it since. And he says, if you want to kill everybody, kill everybody. If you want to save everybody, save everybody. You are God. And this guy is now very confused because he's still a little kid who's in a God's body, so to speak. He's talking to God, but he doesn't have the full knowledge of God per se. So he comes to this solution. He's like, I don't know if God is real because I am God, but I might just be a random creature. I might not be an actual God. But all I know is that the red arrow is with Professor Yoneda, and I need to send him a sign that this creature exists or doesn't exist. So Sid,
Bol.
look what happens next.
Oh, wait, I have to start the stream again.
3 monitors.
I told you I didn't want to be here. It's your fault.
You literally gave this topic to talk about, so you have to be here.
Yeah, but I'm busy right now.
Not my fault.
Bye, I'm
My
leaving.
God.
I am a line pay. What?
You are the one who
What do I
negates
look
opinions. Yeah, so
What's
basically.
your problem? Do you want me to go?
Oh my! Wow! Look at who is getting so defensive over nothing. Holy shit! So basically,
Dude,
he
I legit
becomes
can't
God.
concentrate because I'm paying attention to work.
He becomes God, and he realizes that God does nothing, and God doesn't help the world. So he tells his angel, who is looking after him, to go call the other angels. And the minute he turns his back, he freaking kills himself with a white arrow.
Like I said.
I thought the god wasn't allowed to
What?
kill himself at all.
Yeah, like you said, God. There's no rule that God can't kill himself. If God can create everything, why can't God end himself?
So that dude who was up there for like 2000 years before this whole selection thing, he was just there because he wanted to be there, or what?
Hold on, sorry, what did you question?
The previous god, was he just up
The
there?
previous
because he wanted
God
to be
took
there?
on the role of God seriously, and he stayed there, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to make sure that this shit just stays the way it is. I'm going to make sure that life is maintained. And Nakaomi is like, dude, fuck you, you're not doing anything. The world is going to shit, and you're like you're just looking at it. So he decides to kill himself.
Sorry, apparently soya bean got banned.
Soya bean
What are
got
you
banned.
talking about?
Did the Autobot ban him?
We can't. I don't have control over. I haven't banned anyone on Reddit, and I don't think I can ban people. I'm not even logged in right now to ban people, so I think Reddit must have banned him for something he wrote. He will have to appeal to the distance socializing mods, not to us, unfortunately. Sorry, Soya bean. But yeah, so basically, God freaking commits suicide over here. And the heavens crumble, except he thinks that he is only killing himself and the angels. He thinks the celestial realm is going to die. But it turns out that because God created humanity, all of humanity dies.
I see.
And what happens is all of humanity dies from youngest to oldest, which is this guy's way of sending a message to Dr. Yoneda, where all the young people die, and Yoneda looks at, because he's old, right? He's looking at all these people die, and he's like, holy shit, the creature exists, it's an actual god. No, wait, it's not an actual god. And then he claims that it's a weapon of human genocide. The creature's purpose is to end life as we know it. So he theorizes that this creature is just there to destroy everything. And it technically does, because he, as God, Nakaomi kills himself, thereby leading to the destruction of everything that this god created. So
but at whose will?
Exactly. That's the question that even God himself couldn't answer, because he doesn't know.
I see the last this now.
Let me just see. Yeah, YouTube is back up. Facebook. Sorry for the drop. I have no idea what happened. But yeah.
Justice 33 says, do you guys think mothers are like walking gods on this planet because no god can be kinder than her?
No, I don't believe that shit at all. Mothers can be terrible, terrible people, and they can be nice people as well. These mothers are still humans.
Criminals
They are
come in
not
all
gods.
shapes and sizes.
But
all mothers are not exempt from that.
This image could be a reference to something that maybe they wanted to go further with the story. Maybe they just wanted you to think about it. Maybe they just wanted to put out something where, they could make a spin-off series or something. But there is some entity, there are some beings out there in the universe which wish for death and planted this god seed on earth to create humanity to eventually kill them. And Sid, if you think of Space Odyssey, the monolith was sent to help humanity,
Yeah.
And when Dave goes back, he becomes an old man, and then he becomes a child and is sent back to Earth as a way to advance humanity again. So there is an alien force which is acting as God, which has powers or
The God
science.
hand.
Yeah, the God hand. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there is so a lot of people didn't like this as well. They were like, the last panel shouldn't have been there, but I found it very interesting. So this claim that God is actually an alien who is looking over us, or is sent by some other alien planet which wants to control us, or in this case wants us to kill them, is like very like I did not expect this ending at all. I didn't actually. I legit thought nobody would become God, to be very honest. But then the fact that they showed God, showed the insane like trouble that the little kid had to accept the state of the world as it is, and then kill himself. A lot of people are like, what were they thinking, making a suicidal kid God? Of course he was going to kill himself. But I'm like, dude, it's like a different thing when you're seeing, like, if you're a god and you can see the entirety of the world living in poverty and killing themselves, no matter how divine a being you are, you will want to kill yourself at some point.
I think even the most sane person managed to get a hold of all that information. Like, you know what? Maybe I'm not cut out for this shit.
Yeah, and
they'll probably off themselves too.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of people are angry that he killed humanity by accident. But what I think is, Sid, you will understand. But Audi, when Dr. Yoneda puts a red arrow into Nakaomi, and when he convinces, even before that, when he convinces him of the idea that there should be no God, you know how happy he was that did that idea, like, yeah, God is a creature, God is unnecessary, God should not exist. So the little kid has that idea already, and when he becomes God, it translates to him. So Nakaomi starts
reinforced with the red arrow.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's still like, but he was convinced of it even before the red arrow. And when he became God,
he lost all faith.
Yeah, when he became God, he didn't think God is unnecessary. He said, I am unnecessary. Why do I exist? He didn't say, is God a creature? He's like, I shouldn't exist. And then he ends up killing himself because he's like, if I die, there is no difference to the world, right? Because I'm doing nothing. I'm sitting here. I'm sitting out in my freaking palace and I'm looking down on the earth and I'm doing nothing to help. So I might as well die. And he ends up killing the entirety of humanity without realizing that he's doing it. So people were not happy about that. But
I have a question about the last panel, the final, the other beings, so to speak.
Yeah,
they have the capacity to have the thought of wanting to die or like wishing for death upon themselves, yet they don't have the capability of inflicting it upon themselves.
Exactly, they don't have the capability.
So they are just another, like a thought? They're just like a...
Who knows? Like, they could be anything.
Just like brain waves floating across fucking space. Just
they
like,
could be literally anything.
They
could be like perfect beings who are like, we will not be perfect if we kill ourselves, so we'll wait for someone else to kill us.
But then how? Like,
they believed humanity would go to a point where they would kill them. Humanity would go through the stars, find other planets, find them out in the universe, and just kill them.
Is that the final destination for us, IRL, I guess?
Elon Musk is on to something. What is there on Mars, actually? The scientists...
What the hell is going on in our YouTube chat, by the way, guys?
I don't know. I didn't check YouTube chat. I was very into this. Siddhant, 4 minutes to Eagle Gang. Who the hell? What the hell? Eagle Gang, where are you? Kya lagta hai, boys? Gate ka exam hoga. What? Who are you guys? I'm so confused. Welcome to the stream. But still,
going on? Yeah.
Very weird.
Welcome.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining Eagle Gang. I guess.
Yeah, where the hell did you even find this from? I'm very curious.
I have no clue. But anyways.
Yeah, anyway.
Eagle Gang joins the existential crisis. Nice.
Yeah, so this sent me on a different thought process. Like, what are these beings? What is the possibility of...
They're the God hand.
What? Oh my God, Sid is just memeing so much because he's been so disconnected from this entire conversation.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Even if okay, let's just say they have they can't kill themselves, so they have to do this whole fucking, I don't know, eat around your
Maybe
head
they're too
sort of
scared
bullshit
to. Maybe they're too scared to kill themselves.
But even so,
Like
that
you
means-
can wish for death and still not have the guts to kill yourself.
Yeah, but like, no, I'm just saying, like, in regards to Earth itself,
Yeah.
Yeah,
there have to be
gods
other
of
planets where
other
they
planets.
planted.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what they actually.
Mm.
That's what I was getting.
But
to,
Sid is just saying random lines. Don't even listen to him.
Surprisingly nailed that one though, even at that. Basically, he could have planted other gods. These beings could have just been like, okay, God seed on Mars, God seed on fucking Gliese 32b, fucking whatever the fuck planet.
How do we know that they didn't? They just want. They're just contemplating if they
the
should plant
potential
another
is
seed
there.
on Earth. They're not contemplating whether they should put another seed in the
But the word
universe.
existence is a fucking contemplation. Like, we don't even know what they are to begin with.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck are they?
Exactly.
So the idea of them, having planted 100 other of these god beings across other planets is also there.
Yeah, it's possible. But they're alive here and they really want to die. They've existed for so long. They're just like, I'm done. Please take me out of this universe. I can't go on. And
For
yet they go
someone
on.
who wishes death upon themselves, like they see this planet as something more like an experiment rather than a means to an end. Like they just see it as like a failed experiment. Like, is it really worth putting another seed back?
Yeah, they're like, man, I don't think anything can kill us. Fuck it, we're immortal. Fuck it, we're just going to live out the rest of our lives, which is immortal, which is just forever. Fuck it, we just die with the heat death of the universe. God damn it. These freaking humans couldn't kill us. But it's very interesting the way they talked about God himself over here with Nakuni becoming God, which is that he's like, what do I do? And God's like, nothing. And it just makes so much sense as a person who, like, if as a person who's on the fence about God, because the first question you always ask is, I am looking at horrors happening in front of me. Why isn't God coming down to hell? And the answer is always God works in mysterious ways, or that's God's will. Like, there've been people who've during wars, during terrible disease, everyone says it's God's will. God has a plan. God doesn't reveal his plans. But sometimes what happens just does not. You can't agree with that being a God's plan. You can't agree that your friend had to die in a road accident because God was like, yeah, you know what? 9 years old, time for you to come to heaven, boy. Too long for you over there on earth.
Living on fucking borrowed time away.
Yeah, it's like what's your plan, God? Like you put a little kid on earth, waited until he turned 9, and then you were like, maybe not. So there are a lot of things. I mean, that's just a stupid example, but like when it comes to wars, like why doesn't God come down and stop the war and bring peace to all the lands? Why doesn't God stop
apparently Jesus
murders?
walks with the army and shoots everyone for them.
Exactly. So why doesn't God stop suffering? Why doesn't God help poverty? And these are all questions that are asked. I know I asked all these questions to my mom when she was trying to get me more into religion at that time, and. I was like, what the fuck is God?
It makes no sense, but yeah. It's a concept made for comfort at the end of the day.
Yeah, but this is such an interesting take on it where he's literally said that my job was to create humans. Humans took care of their own shit. After that, I just sat back and did nothing. And it's like, you did nothing? Then why do you exist? What's the point of you existing if you do nothing? And it feels like both Oba and Obata are like just staring you in the soul, and they're like, why do you believe in this creature that is literally doing nothing for you? And I feel like it's a very important question people need to ask themselves if they're like, whenever they believe in a religion or in a God of some sort. The
result of asking themselves that question is questioning their own identity. It's equal to questioning their own identity at the end of the day. And that's probably why many people don't want to ask that question. Most people who follow religion zealously always follow religion as if it was part of their own life or it was part of their own character. So ask if
they
God
make it their entire this thing, right?
Yeah, and to ask if God does not exist is to say, like, if they don't have any purpose at all, and that sort of fucking shakes them to the core.
But I feel like that's a question you
no
guys
one
should
wants
all
to ask them
yourselves.
that question. Yeah.
if you're,
It's fun to fucking ponder on the question because
yeah,
like
I
we
feel
abandoned religion long back, and we just kind of think, fuck it. If there is a fucking big old man in the sky with a long fucking beard, fuck that guy. He's an asshole.
there's a
But I don't think there is.
very interesting thing that I read, which was in Auschwitz on the wall. Somebody had carved out with their nails. They said, if a god exists, then I will judge him. So it's a very interesting. I just think everyone who believes in a god religiously and follows these customs and traditions without questioning them should ask yourselves that, like, if God exists, why does he do nothing? And don't be honest with yourselves. Don't tell me it's a secret plan. It's how it goes. That the plan is never going to be revealed and all that shit. Like, why does God actually do nothing? I'm genuinely curious to know what your thoughts are for anyone who believes in religion. What are your thoughts on why? Huh?
Guys on retirement.
Yeah, well, if God retires, I think if freaking God retires, he needs to like freaking leave a replacement like this manga. Our YouTube chat is just like going crazy.
Fuck is happening?
I'm going to. Pablo Escobar's son is alive. Good for him. I'm glad he's alive. Singla is Guad. Singla, he's Gad. I see. Very fun. Very fun. I'm glad we're talking about all this. What about Judgment Day? Am I right?
Chat took a fucking turn.
There are a lot of. I feel like this Judgment Day, the mark of the beast, and the rapture, all this shit is just like unnecessary tension for people who are religious because they're like, oh my god, what if Jesus comes back in my life and takes me away? What the fuck will I do? Yeah, it's just a very interesting question. Why does God do nothing? And how do we know that if there is a God, he hasn't actually killed himself and he's just like, fuck these guys, I'm done with these shit. I'm done with this entire shithole of Earth, and he's just like, I'm out, and he just offs himself.
Earth is just like a failed save of a simulator game, and he just like sort of quit out early on.
Gate. The fuck is Gate?
Patani.
I don't know, they're trolls, I guess.
Fuck it, we should also just win. Gate.
No, I don't want this to be like some weird chant of some sort which we fall into like you did with your Lesco, Brandon.
Gate exam. What the fuck is the Gate exam?
I don't know.
God knows.
Guys in YouTube chat, can
it's an engineering exam or some shit like that.
Yeah, please chill, guys. Please. Glad you're here, but chill. You're literally spamming Gate.
You can't do much about gates or exams or Gate exams.
Well, good luck for your exams, I guess.
Yash is 33. The mark of the beast is true, don't worry. Guts is gonna come out with his trusty longsword and fuck shit up.
I know, right? Well, if the God hand existed, I'm pretty sure they would show themselves. Like, I'd be like, the God hand, they don't exist, bunch of pussies, and I'd be like, yo, bitch, what you say? Just come out of nowhere in front of your axe and scare the shit out of you just for saying that to me.
Even in Berserk, you have the fucking, this guy, Idea. Like, where the fuck did Idea come from? Idea was just there. The God hand came from Idea's creations, and Idea was just sitting there like, time to fuck shit up, I guess.
But Berserk goes into the theory, the whole theory of evil and concept of evil and all that stuff. So that we'll never know what Miura wanted to tell us because it's a very different thing that they're talking about entirely. But the God hand are technically like de facto gods.
They're just super apostles. They're like, again, they're like fingers to the Idea. They're just extensions of Idea itself with like extra powers, I guess.
It's just, I don't know. It just feels like so many people have tackled this, and this is like the first manga I've seen that straight up just asks you the question, like, why do you believe in a god, and what has that god done for you?
Fucking nothing, evidently.
Hey guys, the guys who are spamming YouTube chat, if you could also like the video, that would be really good. because
Yeah,
that
we have
way.
7 watchers.
Yeah, if you
Seven
if you
viewers
like the
all
video, we'll
spamming.
talk about Gate and
We
postpone
cannot
Gate.
postpone Gate. We have no power.
No, we have the power. Okay, we will
Oh,
postpone
okay.
Gate right now. If you like, all of you like the video. If we get 7 likes on the video right now, Gate will be postponed just for you guys.
Singla YouTube channel said to raid your channel.
I see. Raid with likes also, please, would work really good.
Yes.
I have no clue who Singla is, but thank you, Singla, I guess.
Is it one of the dudes who's chatting?
No,
see
I don't know.
Singla in his name.
You don't know.
I have no idea. But yeah, one like equals Gate postponed by 1 day.
Of course.
It's increasing, bro. It's working.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. What the fuck? Our most liked video. Out of memes, I see. Did I see a hashtag Modi somewhere? What the fuck?
Yes.
Yes, you
Okay,
did.
this is a good time to end the stream, as any. That's it for this episode. Thanks, Sid, for not contributing shit in that thing except for your
wasn't supposed to
topics
be here.
only.
Hey, which also you didn't give a shit about, so what's the point?
What? I
did.
talked about it properly.
Just end it. I need to get back to work.
Oh my god, this guy is the guy who started this whole podcast. Jatin
And I'm gonna
asked,
be
"Do
the
you
one to
believe in
leave
God?"
first.
No, we don't. I don't believe in God.
We do not.
And
Ask
single
God to
YouTube
postpone
channel
Gate.
is asking if mothers are fucking gods on earth. You can't even increase your likes. How could you post? Dude, I'm telling you, you get me the likes, I will make sure Gate is postponed. If it doesn't work, come back next stream and like it more, and then it'll definitely be postponed. If it doesn't
Yes.
work after that, keep going on.
Bruno,
Someday.
the education minister.
Yeah, I know
Of
the
India,
education
really well.
minister. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr.
That's why
Mr. Mickey Sinha.
That's why Singla told you to raid our channel, because Bruno knows the education.
Yeah,
minister.
guys, like I know everybody. So, जानता है मेरा बाप कौन है?
God. Yeah, good time.
Okay, that's
Hey,
it.
we are at our max viewers. We're at 8 viewers. Okay.
Yes.
That's it for this episode, guys. Just let us know your thoughts. Comment on whatever, wherever message. If you want to talk more about this, it's a very interesting topic for me, at least. And I
Yes.
hope it made you think of some fun little things. And we'll be back either tomorrow or on Sunday to talk about more stuff with Sid will working in the background. See you later. Bye bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Hello.